Joe Test, thank you, and good morning from Aggieland. Today, number 17, Texas A&M puts an 18-game non-conference win streak on the line as they welcome Nevada out of the Mountain West. You're watching SEC Network Football presented by Allstate. And today, from the new Kyle Field, home of the 12th man, the Aggies take the field for the second time in their sparkling new facility. Welcome, everybody. Tom Hart alongside Heisman Trophy winner Andre Ware. Andre, it seems in college football, when you have two good quarterbacks, the quarterback competition never ends. That seems to be the case right here with A&M.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you look at it, Kyle Allen has played outstanding the first 2 weeks of the season. Kyler Murray has had his moments, but make no mistake about it, it's Kyle Allen's football team. The only way he's not the starting quarterback at Texas A&M going forward is he plays his way out of it. He's taking care of the football, 5 touchdown passes, only 1 interception. He's been outstanding. There will be packages as you get into conference play for Kyler Murray, though, but this is Kyle Allen's football team.
Matter of fact, we may see 3 quarterbacks take the field for Texas A&M today. Incredible atmosphere always in Aggieland, and in this refurbished building even more impressive. Brenzuzzo will kick it off for Nevada. And you already saw the speedster, the freshman out of Scottsdale, Arizona, Christian Kirk, back to return. Wolfpack won the toss. They've elected to defer, and we are underway in Aggieland. Kirk from the 4. Runs into a wall, but takes it all the way out to the 26-yard line. And let's go down to the field and check in with Laura Rutledge.
Well, Tom, it's early, and Kevin Sumlin's worried about that. He pointed to other teams that have struggled in early starts around the country in the early games of this year, and he said his team has to start fast and get some continuity going early. Now, for Nevada, it feels like it's about 9 a.m. right now, but they're not concerned about that. They say it's no problem because they practice every day at 8 a.m. They have to get in the football building by 6:30 a.m., so the routine today not out of the norm for them.
All right, Laura, thank you. And Allen will throw on first down, and he has a completion to Damian Ratley. Junior college transfer with a first down as we take a look at the starters for Texas A&M.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds, Trey Carson. Josh Reynolds led this team and actually set a Texas A&M receiving record for touchdown receptions with 13 a year ago. And then Trey Carson is the bulldozer in the backfield for the Aggies.
Play action to Carson again, and they're trying to set up the screen, going right back to Damian Ratley, and he takes it for 4.
Yeah, they want to go fast, no huddle, quick up-tempo style of Jake Spavital and the Aggies. They will run a bunch of plays, as many as 80, I think, the first week of the season.
2 coaches traded texts this week. Brad Polian said, "I'll huddle if you will." Sumlin's response was, "We'll huddle before the kickoff." There's a first down run by Trey Carson, and he's just tripped up in the open field. Big gain, and goes for 21. Asani Rufus with the stop.
Nice blocking inside Mike Matthews, Jeremiah Stuckey right there, and Trey Carson. Just if he's not tripped up, he may still be running towards the end zone.
Empty backfield for Kyle Allen. To throw again on first down. And it's a bullet complete against the Nevada zone. Josh Reynolds, his first catch and a first down. We take a look at the starters for the Wolfpack of Nevada on the defensive side.
Yeah, a couple of stars. You talk about Ian Seau, can really get after the passer. He's the nephew of the late, great Junior Seau. And then Lenny Jones is their best pass rusher. He's going to have to wreak havoc on Kyle Allen today.
Little read. Here's Carson. He cuts it back in and powers his way down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Kevin Sumlin and Jake Spavital, they talked about a fast start to this football game. I don't think you can design it any better. You get your quarterback his footing with a couple of completions early. You get Trey Carson involved in the running game. Nevada right now very much off balance defensively.
So Carson behind Allen, the fullback Caden Smith on the left side. Trey Carson trying to fit his way through, and he gets stopped just outside of the 1 by Salisa Foremo, junior from Sacramento, California.
I'm going to tell you what, you talk about a small win, actually a big win for Nevada if they're able to hold A&M out of the end zone here. Red zone scoring for the season for A&M at 83%. That's tied for 9th in the SEC. They'd like to have that number better itself going forward.
Big Coda Martin, tight end left side. They're running the opposite way on the boot, and a touchdown run for Kyle Allen. Which one's the running quarterback now? Allen with the score, and A&M strikes first.
Well, you have to credit Caden Smith, the tight end, with a block on the edge. That guy that frees up Kyle Allen and gets him into the end zone. Oh, what a start for the Aggies.
Taylor Bertolet with the extra point. Austin Fry, the long snapper. The holder's Connor McQueen. And A&M marches 73 yards in just 7 plays. Kyle Allen 3 for 3 through the air. And an opening scoring drive for Texas A&M. Took just 2:14 off the clock.
Not as perfect as you can do it. Watch number 47 do his work right here. That's Caden Smith. And he's going to throw the block on the edge. See him get out in space right there. That's the block that frees up Kyle Allen to get himself into the end zone. Nice job. Nice fake inside. And then, as you talk about, hey, he's got some wheels too now. A couple of touchdown runs on the season for Kyle Allen.
Allen making just his 8th start of the season. We'll talk a lot about Kyler Murray, the talented freshman, as well. We'll see some snaps at quarterback today, but something to keep in mind that we talked about with this A&M coaching staff. It's not like Kyle Allen's a senior. I mean, this is still new to him after taking over midway through last season.
Yeah, but he's a gym rat. He's a football guy. He loves and absorbs it all the time. So he's in watching film. He's progressed to the point where you can take a call a play. He gets to the line of scrimmage. He's seeing what the defense is giving him. He can get him in a play or out of one to the next best play versus what he's seeing. Whereas Kyler Murray just got to town about a month or so ago. He's having a tough time. He's just running what offensive coordinator Jake Spavital's calling at this point in his young career.
Bertolet to kick it off. Through the end zone and a touchback. Let's take a look at the starters for this revamped Texas A&M defense under John Chavis.
Boy, 2 of the best in the country at their positions, Myles Garrett and Deshaun Day Hall, 2 edge players for Texas A&M that can give quarterbacks fits. Excellent edge players.
10 sacks this season by Texas A&M. John Chavis with an immediate impact on this Texas A&M defense. He said you can't become a good football player if you don't have confidence. He was able to instill that in his unit from the get-go, and you see the numbers drastically better already. Nevada, as you may know, runs the pistol. Their former coach Chris Ault invented it. It is their identity. Tyler Stewart, the quarterback. And the handoff on the first play. 2 yards. Perhaps Deshaun Hall in on the tackle as they snuff Don Jackson.
Yeah, Don Jackson, a team captain, junior college transfer out of Iowa Western Community College. He is one of the leaders on this football team. Brings the juice each and every day, the fire, the passion that they like at Nevada. He's the leader that gets everybody offensively going.
10th in the Mountain West in rushing in what has historically been, and again this year, a very good rushing league. Out of the pistol this time, and he throws it incomplete, trying to look near side. Let's take a look at the starters now for the Wolfpack.
And Don Jackson, who I just talked about, team's leading rusher, 215 yards on the season so far. And look for him to try to match up Hassan Henderson against linebackers and as well against Brandon Williams, number 21 for Texas A&M. If I'm a quarterback, I'm going to put my best receiver formation-wise against a guy that just moved over to defense in Brandon Williams, who was a running back a year ago in much of his career. First time playing cornerback.
And we're told we'll see Williams at running back as well today. Pressure coming. They got him. First opportunity for Myles Garrett. He was nearly untouched, and Nevada knows all about Myles Garrett. Andre, they practiced this week with their scout team defensive ends lined up offside to try and stimulate.
Yeah, he gets right around Austin Corbett, the left tackle, and you can't simulate that speed. I mean, that is just gifted athletic ability right there. Nice under move by Myles Garrett. Probably his best pass rushing move. That's his 3rd sack on this young season.
It was a loss of 4. Alex Boy on to punt it away. This was an adventure in misadventures for Nevada last week. He had a minus 13-yard punt after a high snap early against Arizona. That snap's good, and he gets it away trying to kick it away from Kirk. It will take a Nevada hop. This thing will roll all the way down to the 10-yard line and inside it. Alex Boy had a 63-yarder against Arizona, a career-high 68-yard punt there for the junior from Long Beach, California. Second time on offense for the Aggies and Kyle Allen, who already has 1 score today.
Back at Kyle Field here at College Station, Kyle Allen got off to a perfect start, hitting Damian Ratley here with his first completion, comes back to Josh Reynolds on a nice curl route, and then gets himself into the end zone, have wheels of his own legs to make plays with. Kyle Allen with a perfect start to this game for Texas A&M.
You feel like Kyle Allen still has something to prove to this coaching staff?
I think you always have something to prove, and I think he's trying to further create separation between himself and a much heralded Kyler Murray.
Trey Carson motions out of the backfield. They swing it to him with blockers in front. Got to beat that first man. He does, and the sideline finally tripped up after a gain of 15 for Trey Carson, 235-pounder who can scoot.
A nice block on the outside. Ricky Seals-Jones got a lot of unselfish players. You see there, number 9 working in space. That allows Carson to turn up the field to pick up the first down.
And here's Carson. No, it's Allen who keeps it again. Kyle Allen showing off the wheels. And a first down run before Rufus escorted him across the sideline, a gain of 22.
A much different player than we had a chance to see last year in his first start. Looks more composed, knows the offense physically. He's a different player. He's put on a couple of extra pounds and he's a little more durable this season.
He's perfect through the air to start. That one to the freshman Kirk. 4 for 4 start for Kyle Allen. Pardon me, 5 for 5. Well, Laura mentioned it, Andre. This is an early start, and that was a concern for Texas A&M. The wake-up this morning came at 6:30, pregame at 7:30, out the door at 8:40 in the morning.
Well, if they're going to start like this, Kevin Sumlin ought to be lobbying to kick every game every week at 11 o'clock. They've got the perfect routine for these early kickoffs if this is how it's going to go.
And why not? The stands are full again. Fumbled the snap, launches it over to the sideline.
Well, you got to make sure he's outside the tackle box.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
Yeah, I don't either.
He simply got turned around. It was Ian Seau who brought the pressure.
You see the right tackle there is well outside the hash. I think this is going to be. This may be a flag here at the end of the discussion. Yep, no doubt about it.
Just dropped his hanky. But it's an area.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 10. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Includes a loss of down. It will be second down.
It's an area that Nevada coaches, defensive coordinator Scott
third
Boone,
down.
And their head coach Brian Polian have confidence in their defensive ends. He said if we can get them into passing situations, we can bring guys. But last week, they allowed Arizona to average 7 yards a rush.
Yeah, a couple of keys. They wanted to stop the run, which they have yet to do with Trey Carson, and then get them in 3rd and long. So they're at that point right now, and then limit the explosive plays. They've had one to Josh Reynolds early in this ballgame, but this is where they want to live in 3rd down and long.
Arizona ran for 300 yards against them last week. Allen steps out of the pocket, directs traffic. May have been across the line as he fired incomplete to Christian Kirk. And a frustrating series end that turned the wrong way with the box snap.
Nice job by Nevada with that bad snap and then taking care of business. So many times on the road, teams will see 3rd down and 20, and drop your guard a little bit and wind up giving up the first down. But they're able to get off the field on third down and forcing a punt.
High snap there. Boy, some adventures here.
Still a good punt.
And that one will be down inside the 15-yard line. And we step away for a timeout here with Texas A&M leading Nevada 7-0.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. Are you in good hands? And in part by the Louisiana Office of Tourism. Pick your passion.
Just a few days before Christmas this past offseason, Aggie fans got a glimpse of what their new gift would be. December 21st, one side of the stadium came down thanks to the explosives, and then the rebirth of Kyle Field. This $485 million project increased its capacity to 102,733.
Amazing.
Fourth biggest in the country, largest in the SEC. They had 104 in here last week. James Butler now in the tailback for Nevada. Pressured and incomplete. Two Aggies in the face of Tyler Stewart, Deshaun Hall and Alonzo Williams.
Yeah, Day Hall gets through and he forces the quick trigger, quick throw for Tyler Stewart, and they're going to have to help out. I mean, the thing about it, though, is that they're so good at end with each guy, Garrett as well as Hall, that if you chip, you have to help out each one. So you got to figure out, okay, which tackle can hold up best, and that's where I'm going to put the help right here on Myles Garrett.
To the ground game, big hole, James Butler. He's got a little bit of room and a stiff arm and a physical run for the sophomore from Bloomingdale, Illinois, a gain of 24.
Well, that's where you can have some success against aggressive defensive ends. Allow them up the field, hand it off underneath. Couple of nice blocks. Goltry as well as Adam Corey, that left side, doing a nice job.
Out route fluttered but caught. A pickup of 3. Hassan Henderson, their dangerous wide receiver, junior from Las Vegas. Came in as a quarterback under former head coach Chris Ault. Now it's Brian Polian's team.
And Nick Harvey, corner out there. Looked like he may have been coming on a corner blitz, and Tyler Stewart read it. And then he got big on him and forced a high throw.
2nd and 7. Big hit, but the ball wasn't there. Stewart finally taken down on the second wave. Loss of 3.
It just seems almost unfair. Hilliard there to make a nice play. But Deshaun Hall's the one that blows up the running back and forces Tyler Stewart to keep it, and they'll live that way defensively. Take away the run inside by Butler and Jackson, and force the quarterback run.
Nevada has never played in front of a crowd this large. 85,000 the previous Iowa game at Nebraska. Stewart keeps it, goes left side, gets stood up and dropped shy of the marker by Armani Watts. Gain of 8. It'll bring up 4th down.
And Tyler Stewart's an athletic quarterback and is more than capable of making plays with his legs, but if you're a defensive unit, you want to make the quarterback run it. You want to make him take hits just like this from Watts and Garrett and everybody else that shows up. Ronnie Watts, big-time playmaker in that secondary for Texas A&M.
They rotate returners. It's Speedy Noyle back there this time. Alex Boyd crushed it on his last punt. Noyle from inside the 10. Little drama. Nothing on the return but a flag. Multiple flags coming in. 46-yard punt. Noyle lost a yard on the return. We'll wait on the penalty. 7:07 to go in the first quarter. This will be the 3rd offensive possession for Texas A&M and quarterback Kyle Allen. 'Cause 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 'Cause
Watch the block right there in the back. That's what draws the first play.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both fouls on the receiving team. Illegal block in the back, number 12 on the receiving team. That penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back, number 26 on the receiving team. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
12th man is Sam Miller. He's worn that number for the last 3 years. Gets his name called for the wrong reason here early today. Aggies back on offense after this. Texas A&M leads Nevada 7-0 midway through the first quarter here at Kyle Field. Well, Kyle Field's been around seemingly forever here in College Station. It seems like there's been a Matthews on the offensive line in the same time. And right now they've got Mike Matthews at center. He's the third son of Bruce and Carrie, graduates of A&M. And one thing you know you get with that last name, yeah, you're going to get pro potential. Those are all NFL uniforms except for Mike's jersey, and consistency.
Yeah, Mike's a senior, but there's another Matthews who's a sophomore, Luke, that's actually committed to Texas A&M. Just a sophomore. He's already 6'4", 310 pounds, plays at Fort Bend Elkins High School down in Sugar Land, Texas. I know a little bit about that area. And the tradition continues of Matthews youngsters coming to Texas A&M.
Kyle Allen in this Aggie offense backed up. Brandon Williams in at running back. Ball tipped and fluttered. Brandon Williams, as we talked about on defense, has been moved to cornerback this season. Kevin Sumlin describes him as their emergency running back, but Jake Spavital sees it a little bit different. They want to get him reps in game action. He played the entire spring at running back. They moved him to defense once fall camp came around, and during the week he balances his time. When they do individual work, he'll go and learn new concepts on the offensive side, but it sounds like he spends the majority of his time playing corner. Gets through the line of scrimmage for a gain of 4.
Yeah, and the reason, Tom, is there's some depth issues there with James White a little dinged up. Didn't play a whole lot last week against Ball State. And then they go all the way down to Bryce Dozell at running back if something were to happen with Carson and White. So they want to make sure that all bases are covered with Brandon Williams adding some depth at that position and having played there for so long.
Now 5 wide. Allen incomplete. Good coverage on the drop by Jordan Dolbridge. We got a flag on the play. 3-time captain and middle linebacker for the Wolfpack.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 11 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
And I'll tell you what, Nevada, a couple of possessions, excellent punt that rolls down about the 10-yard line or so. With a penalty, it backs them up, and they're able to answer the bell once again defensively. 2 consecutive possessions. They have some decent field position here to start this drive.
Drew Kaiser led the SEC in punting last year. His second punt of the day, not a great one. Silas from the 48. And Nevada will have its best field position of the day after a 45-yard punt and a 12-yard return. College football continues today at 4 p.m. on the SEC Network when Northwestern State takes on Mississippi State. And then on the alternate channel, Vandy plays host to Austin Peay. At 7:30 tonight, a big one in conference play. Florida heads into the new Commonwealth Stadium to take on Kentucky. SEC college football all day on SEC Network. Last time Kentucky beat Florida, November of 1986.
Amanda was the #1 song, topped the Billboard.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. Stewart fires to the flat, complete. Gain of 3 to Hassan Henderson. So they've gone to Henderson a couple of times, Andre, but nothing really downfield just yet.
No, and he's their top receiver. He's the playmaker. They really like to get him the football on 3rd down, so you can follow him throughout most of this game when there are 3rd down situations for Nevada. Jericho Richardson's another electric receiver, number 84, that they will try to get the ball to a lot.
Don Jackson with the carry on the left side. Not much there, maybe one. Laura?
Well, Tom, John Chavis told us that opposing offenses struggle against defensive ends Myles Garrett and Deshaun Hall because they can't really double team one of them. You have to really take both into account. Defensive end coach Terry Price down here is saying they're really working that. It's working great for them. They're playing fast and they're swarming the ball. He wants them to keep it up to make sure that Nevada can't get anything going against those defensive ends.
All right, thank you, Laura. The pistol usually gives Nevada a chance to hide the direction they're going and the direction they're going from the pass pro, but they're running less of it today. Last week, about 50%. They've been out of the formation more often than not here this morning. Jackson to the left of the quarterback, Stewart.
Maybe a delay of game here, and part of what we were talking about earlier with those two.
Delay of game, offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Part of what we were talking about, those two electric defensive ends earlier, you see they break from the pistol. Now you've got the tight end and Jared Gibson on one side, and then you have Don Jackson breaking the pistol on the other to help in pass protection.
11 sacks this season for A&M. 6 between their two defensive ends, Garrett and Hall.
Try to get Jackson the ball quickly here.
They bring 5. That one is caught. Well, that ball was dying as it made its way to Henderson. Great hands, and he went down to the turf to haul it in. 10-yard gain, maybe. It's just shy of the stick.
Third down situation. Watch for Hassan Henderson. Nice job pushing in, and then flattens the route out where the defender to that side, Noel Ellis, could not make a play on the football. Also well thrown ball by Tyler Stewart. And already going to roll the dice here. Brian Polian, the head coach at Nevada.
4th and 1. Jackson bounces outside. He's got an alley. And Don Jackson on 4th and 1 converts and takes it 31 yards for the score.
Well, I tell you, a couple of unselfish players. We had it from Texas A&M with Caden Smith, and then now with Jericho Richardson, the block on Devontae Harris on the outside. That's what frees up Don Jackson to turn the corner and race into the end zone. Nice unselfish play on 4th down at about half a yard.
Brent Zuzo to attempt the extra point. And he punches it through. They were going against 11 defenders and 102,000 Aggie fans, but Nevada didn't wilt. A simple handoff and a bounce, and Don Jackson has his 3rd touchdown of the season. We are tied. Nevada's running game has tied this game at 7 with 17th ranked Texas A&M.
Well, nice job. They go 2 tight ends at the top right here. And what they're going to do is kind of seal things off. You get a seal here, and as well a nice job of starting left and breaking it out the backside. And here goes Don Jackson. Nice block on the outside. Jericho Richardson. That's the final block that frees things up for Don Jackson.
Jackson impressed John Chavis on film. He said, this guy's better than good. He showed it there.
No doubt about it. We talked about it at the top. He's one of the leaders of this entire football team. Team captain. And now in his senior year out of Iowa Western Community College.
Kirk and Noel back to return. 2 speedsters. Won't get a chance. That one trickles out of bounds, and that may happen more often than not this year against A&M. It's college football Saturday. Put one game on the big screen and another game on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Use Watch ESPN. Just download the app or go to watchespn.com.
When you don't want to give Texas A&M super field position at the 35-yard line, just kick it out of the back of the end zone if you can. If not, go ahead and take your chances. But spotting them at the 35-yard line is a no-no.
A&M will line up in the pistol. Trey Carson is the running back. At the end of the day, they may run more pistol than Nevada today. Here's Carson. Nice cutback.
Nice.
Only gets 2. Dobrich and Matthew Lyons in on the stop.
The Lions there to clean things up, and Dobrich feeds him right inside, back inside. That's a good job of playing outside leverage, where if Carson gets to the outside, everything was blocked and sealed up for him. Nice job by Dobrich to feed him back inside.
Allen has time, and he gets stripped from behind. Ball scooped up by Nevada. Matthew Lyons cuts it back, and he will take it the rest of the way. 34 yards, scoop and score, and Nevada has the lead on the road at Kyle Field. There's a flag back at the 47-yard line. Patrick Chowda was the man who got the strip.
This may come back because of a hold defensively.
Nevada was decimated by penalties last week.
Holding on the defense prior to the fumble. Penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. First down.
What a momentum swing there, which will give the Aggies not only the football back, but yardage to go along with it. Patrick Chowda, the sophomore out of Oakley, California.
We didn't get a number from the officiating crew. Here's one of them, Akeem Muhammad.
Well, that's holding. You just can't reach out and grab a guy by the jersey, so that's what the officials are going to flag. They will flag that one every time.
And so a new lease on life for Kyle Allen and Texas A&M. Here's Carson, got a key block on the edge. Good vision. And Carson able to pick up 8 on first down.
They do a nice job of forcing things back inside. The problem for Nevada is no one was there that time. With outside leverage, you keep the outside leverage, but you have to have someone to fill the alley.
Big push up front. Allen keeps it, and he picks up a first down. Malik Reed with the stop.
Deep defenders, when they see a quarterback, number 10, turn towards the line of scrimmage, you think they aren't biting down a little bit harder on those mouthpieces? They want a piece of Kyle Allen when he turns into a runner. That's why you have to get down and protect yourself.
In the opener against Arizona State, Allen had a magnificent fourth quarter. Nice. This one to the outside. It's Christian Kirk, the freshman from Arizona, with a 27-yard gain.
Nice job. They cleared things out with Seals Jones on the outside and cross Kirk right into the vacated area of the zone. And he's just basically sitting in there for Kyle Allen to hit him on the run.
Quick hitter to the outside. Speedy Noyle picks up 5. Elijah Mitchell brings him down.
Nice open field tackle. Speedy Noyle so dynamic with the ball in his hands. A guy that has a 44-inch vertical. You think he can dunk a basketball with that type of vertical?
He should be all right there.
I think it's relatively easy.
Speedy's been a little nicked up. No doubt watching Christian Kirk perform has upped his anxiety and performance as well. To the end zone. Good hands. Touchdown, Speedy Noyle. 10-yard strike. First score of the season for Speedy.
And there's some inexperience on the back end for Nevada. And Elijah Mitchell, how long are you going to stay in that backpedal? I mean, he's in the end zone and you're still backpedaling. At some point, you got to plant and drive on the football. Was just a special teams player a year ago. Elijah Mitchell now the starting corner for Nevada.
Point after attempt coming for Taylor Bertolet. Well, what a turn of events on the flag from Nevada. Instead of a defensive touchdown going one way, the drive stays alive for A&M going the other way. Kyle Allen is run for one. He's pass for one, and Speedy Noyle, the recipient on the first touchdown pass. 17th ranked A&M leads Nevada 14-7.
Let's go back and take a look at that touchdown. It's Speedy Noyle at the top, going to run a nice little comeback, but it's into the end zone. And Elijah Mitchell, I thought, just stayed in his back pedal too long. Noyle senses it, just hooks up right there, and Mitchell can't get back. And then as soon as he's coming off the field, Brian Polian stops him. When are you going to get out of that back pedal? Is exactly what he's talking to him about. Maybe guessing that Noyle was going to go inside along with that, but at some point the end zone's your friend. That's when you got to stop and you can get closer and snug up to receivers because there's not really anywhere else to go.
Brian Polian was on Kevin Sumlin's first staff here at A&M. Said he learned more in 11 months from Sumlin than any other coach he worked for. And he's been around a few spots. His dad knows something about football as well. He said, our first Friday walkthrough, we had our best offensive lineman running go routes and Johnny Manziel throwing the football as far as he could. It freaked me out. Sumlin tapped me on the shoulder. He said, you hate this, don't you? He said, it's not that I hate it. I'm just not used to it yet.
Yeah, Sumlin likes things loose for his players, but then we were out at practice and got a chance to see things on Thursday. The whistle blew, the horn sounded, and you could have dropped a pin and not heard it once he had the players' attention. He likes to keep it loose. He feels that you play better that way. A lot of music out at practice as well to keep the players loose.
Hope the music's good. It's a $30,000 sound system they have over in the practice facility. Nevada bought the same one to simulate this crowd noise today. And it's Jared Gibson, the tight end, with a gain of 15 on first down.
He's more of a receiving type tight end, though he's thrown some pretty good blocks in this game. H-back type. And a lot is asked at his position to block and catch the ball in space. They call him or refer to him as the eraser. Erases a lot of mistakes.
And dealing without Matt Mullen, their second string tight end, out with a non-football related injury today and maybe longer. James Butler picks up one on the left side.
They like to refer to Butler as kind of a Big Ten type back, where he's big at running in between the tackles, a little over 200 pounds, but a low center of gravity, hard to bring down, hard to tackle. You're not going to get under him very much.
In the same hometown, went to high school in Wheaton, Illinois. The school just down the road from Red Grange played his high school ball. The galloping ghosts, and galloping into the secondary with a first down grab is Jericho Richardson, the junior from Los Angeles. A gain of 13, and Nevada finding some rhythm here in the first quarter as it nears an end.
Yeah, a little quicker passing game, and that doesn't allow for those two dynamic defensive ends, Garrett and Hall, to really get up the field and cause much damage.
So we are one quarter in here at Kyle Field in College Station. This beautiful facility, home to the Midnight Yell last night, Reveille today, and drama through one quarter. We've got a touchdown game between A&M and Nevada. Celebrating its 10th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. Since 2005, Allstate has donated millions in scholarship funds. Tyler Stewart, the Nevada quarterback. Stewart dumps it for his tight end, incomplete. Trying to find Jarrett Gibson.
There are certain games, Tom, that you know as a quarterback that you're going to take some shots, and you have to be willing to stand in there and get hit in order to deliver the football. Now, there was an opportunity to hit Gibson. It may not have gone for much, but you have to put plays and positive plays together. That way, that play, he knew he was going to get hit. Just take the shot and deliver the pass to Gibson accurately.
2nd and 10. Here they come again. They hit him again. Beautiful catch, Hassan Henderson. And he takes it inside the 20. Unbelievable grab. It goes for 26 yards. He climbed the ladder on Devontae Harris.
When given time, and they decide to go low and chop down Garrett, take Hall inside. He had time to throw this football, accurately thrown, and that's the playmaker, Hassan Henderson on the outside. Big-bodied guy at 6'5", 220, a definite advantage over the 5'11" Harris.
His fourth catch of the game for 42 yards. Stewart staring right, tried to lob it.
Boy, I was waiting on it. I mean, Harris just grabbed him. He's looking around like, what did I do? I had a flag up here. I threw it.
Well, there was no question where Tyler Stewart wanted to go on that play. He didn't even look left.
Yeah, I mean, it was a basically a hitch and go, and when he got ready to turn.
On the defense, number 1. Penalty is 10 yards. First down.
When he got ready to turn, that being Hassan Henderson, Harris knew it and was beaten and just grabbed right there. He just grabbed because he knew Henderson could turn and wheel outside. There it is right there. It's clear right there.
Great camera work, fellas.
No doubt about it. Good job, guys.
So first and goal for Nevada. Looking to tie the game.
There it is again. There's the matchup. Safety way inside in here. There's the quick one if you want it to your best receiver.
Stewart trying to keep it. Tries to change direction. And he ran into a wall of Aggies. It's a loss of 2 for Tyler Stewart.
Yeah, making something easy a little more complicated. You got your best receiver in a matchup that favors you offensively, and you're not going to outrun this fast, quick, playmaking defense of Texas A&M. These guys can run, all of them. Myles Garrett will clock in sometimes at 4'4" at 265 pounds.
And if you don't account for those guys, you're going to end up with a maroon mark on your chest. Stewart trying to recover, looking end zone. Walloped as he throws and batted away in the end zone. Great play by Otara Alaka on Jared Gibson.
Alaka, the linebacker, matched against Gibson, the tight end. And his job by Stewart to finally track the ball down and at least try to make a play of this. Right there, bad snap off to the side. And Alaka right there to make a nice play. Got to come back to that ball. Help your quarterback out. It's in the air a long time. Work yourself back between and keep yourself between the football and the defender.
Third and goal. Stewart on the sprint through the hands of his intended receiver, Jericho Richardson.
I think even if Richardson would have caught the football, he was going to be short of the goal line on third down and goal, maybe trying to leverage the defense and get outside of the pursuit. Nice job working against Myles Garrett to give him the throwing lane. That's one you got to catch.
Brent Zuzo is perfect on the season. He's nailed all 3 of his field goal attempts. This will be a 28-yarder. And he splits the uprights. So Nevada gets a score out of it, but after coming into first and goal, they had to settle for a field goal. 4-point lead for the Aggies. Let's take a look at our player profile, brought to you by Honda. The 12th man tradition here at Texas A&M is like none other in college football. And now in his 3rd season wearing the number 12 is Sam Miller. From San Antonio, he's on virtually all of the Aggies special teams and made his 29th consecutive start today. And this start wasn't too early for number 12. Here he is getting the guys ready to go pregame.
It's good to see. As well, the first 12th man was on the graphic to block a punt.
He was put on scholarship last season. The home of the 12th man. It lives in lore here in Aggieland and throughout all of college football. Miller will try to block for Christian Kirk on this return. Kirk, the electric freshman. From the corner and the goal line. Past the 20 to the 22-yard line for Christian Kirk. And Sam Miller will wait for the next special team assignment. Well, one thing this close game has cost Texas A&M is the opportunity to get to Kyler Murray earlier. When do you expect to see Kyler in this game?
If it's a close ball game, it's Kyle Allen's show. And then once you start to open things up a little bit, if you're able to, then that's when I think you see Kyler Murray.
There's Trey Carson, little nifty run, picks up 5. Kendall Johnson with the stop.
And the way it was described to us is as you get closer to conference play and better competition as you get into conference play, there will be packages for him. But if it's a close football game, it's Kyle Allen's football team. He is a dynamic player, undefeated in high school, 3 state championships.
Allen winds up, lets it go deep. Kirk's there. First down, Aggies. He got behind Elijah Mitchell. Yeah, and it's a 48-yard completion.
They see something, Tom, with Elijah Mitchell. They've identified it on film. They've got both the speed players in Noel as well as Christian Kirk slotted to his side of the field, and that's exactly where Kyle Allen, his eyes are going.
Seventh chunk play for Texas A&M to cover 15 yards or more. That's what did Nevada in against Arizona last week. Pump and go left. He comes back to the right to the end zone. Leaping grab and a touchdown for Josh Reynolds. He saw the whole field, and it turns into a 25-yard strike out of the hands of Kyle Allen.
Well, Josh Reynolds, 13 TD receptions a year ago. Didn't have one solid D1 offer coming out of high school. Went to junior college for a year. Boy, I tell you, it's hard to defend speed and size in A&M at receiver. They have both.
3 plays, 78 yards and 102 off the clock. Most of the yardage coming in the passing game. Bertolet punches it through, and Texas A&M extends its lead. Congratulations to Josh Reynolds, a junior from San Antonio. Kyle Allen looked left, came back to his right, and the Aggies finding their rhythm this morning.
Little studio update. The good news for Missouri, Terry Beckner Jr., who was involved in a car accident earlier in the week. He's playing. That's a tackle for loss. The bad news, they find themselves down 6-2 to UConn. Back to Tom and Andre at Kyle Field.
All right, Peter, thank you. It's always a bad sign when your season gets derailed by a turtle in the middle of a country highway. Yep. So great to see Beckner on the field for Mizzou. Their former Big 12 brethren here at the refurbished Kyle Field, putting it together against Nevada now. Elijah Mitchell back to return for Nevada. From 2 yards deep. First man trips him up. Took a shoe away from him. Takes it up to the 14-yard line.
Let's go back and take a look at the touchdown pass from Kyle Allen to Ricky Seals-Jones. This shows me the growth of Kyle Allen. He's going to come out and look at this side of the formation first, but as well identifying that there's one-on-one coverage at the top of the screen. Watch the eyes. This is how you work at quarterback, the eyes. Everything's cluttered up. He eliminates and processes quickly. Ball's in the air to allow his receiver that has the one-on-one coverage, Josh Reynolds at the top for the touchdown reception. Well, that's a nice job of scanning the field, and then when you go backside, you do it quickly.
He's having a monster game. Kyle Allen is again. Don Jackson gets swallowed up, finds nothing. Waylon Cunningham, second-generation Aggie, in for the stop. Boy, they are deep up front. We've already talked about the ends. They got Henderson back in the middle along with Obioha, who's back from his appendectomy.
and long guys, 6'3", 6'4", or better, which is tough to see over as a quarterback, especially when it's coming either on the end or through up the middle.
The big Coven Henderson now on the defensive line, and a big stop again on this ground game. Alonzo Williams, the senior, it'll be a loss of 1.
His job inside. He's a guy that's played a lot of football at A&M, steady, hard to block. You see him there lock out those arms and then disengage to make a nice tackle.
Nevada 0 for 4 on 3rd downs today. Core Cadets full throat to their left. Pressure. They got him again. It wasn't 1, it wasn't 2. It seemed like 4 different Aggies, but it started with Garrett and Hall.
Nice job of just collapsing everything down inside. Watch the work here. Outside, collapse it down. Inside, Obioha is the first to arrive. Boy, that's a good job of playing defense.
Myles Garrett already in on 2 sacks today for Texas A&M. Not a great punt. It will roll to the 48-yard line, and Texas A&M will have great field position after that 40-yard punt. Their defense has turned it up here today, and the Aggies looking to add to their lead.
SEC Network Football is brought to you by National Mortgage Lender Quicken Loans, Home Buy, Refi, Power, and DQ. Try the new DQ Bakes Hot Desserts a la mode menu today.
Well, the home of the 12th man got quite a refurbishment this past offseason. $30,000 chandeliers hanging in the Founders Suites located between the 20-yard lines. Number 12 is a magical one here in Aggieland for good reason. There are 12 Founders Suites. Among the opulence on the interior, you also have oil paintings on the exterior of each suite. Right at home here. By the way, they're also open for Midnight Yell for those Founders.
Amazing, amazing new stadium here for the Aggies. I mean, it is state of the art in every sense of the word.
Best starting field position today for Texas A&M at the Nevada 48-yard line. Each suite is 960 square feet, and they are all, as you can imagine, sold out. They're going to reverse it, and they're going to throw it. Ricky Seals-Jones, the southpaw, lets it go to Kirk. He was out of bounds and incomplete.
I thought Seals-Jones should have run the football here. Kirk was getting ever so close to the sideline, and actually it was really good coverage on the back end. That's where you pull it down and just run. Right there, you got to be extra accurate, and it's already too late. Go ahead and keep that one and turn on some of that speed that he has and make some yards there that way.
You can see the lefty still has that high school quarterback in him. Even if he tried to force it on 2nd and 10. Now Trey Carson bounces, cuts back, great vision. First down A&M. Let's check in with Laura.
All right, well, Tom, after that last A&M scoring drive, Jake Spavital, offensive coordinator for A&M, came over to Kyle Allen and said, I really like your poise in the pocket and how you're delivering the ball on time and where we want it to go. Now, Connor McQueen, another one of the A&M quarterbacks, serves as almost like another coach down there. He sits with Kyle Allen, tells him what he might not be able to see, keeps coaching him up throughout the game. It makes sense. He looks at the game very analytically. He is an accounting major, guys.
Yeah, and he carries a 3.89 GPA, not too shabby. Allen will roll on the scramble, and he hurries his way for a gain of 4.
And I like this about Allen as well, is that he surveys the field, and that's his last resort. You go through progressions, and then he pulls it down, and he makes a play. And there's Connor McQueen, who just kind of sees the game through the coach's eyes. And I asked Jake, I said, is he going to be a coach? You know, could he be a coach? He said, absolutely he could be one. I'd love him to be one, but a little smarter than that. He's got that 3.8 accounting GPA that you just referenced.
Yeah, he's already got his job lined up, and the starting salary that he's going for is going to be a little bit higher than what a GA would pull in. 10-yard scramble that time for Kyle Allen.
You know, we keep talking about Kyle Allen, Kyler Murray. I think Allen's showing you how much of an athlete he actually is. And we have to keep in mind, this guy was the Gatorade Player of the Year in his state and the #1 quarterback in the country as well, coming out of high school, just as Kyler Murray was, and is as celebrated as Kyler Murray in the state of Arizona. So both guys dynamic in their own rights, but today Kyle Allen's showing you his overall game.
Well, Kyler Murray hasn't had a chance to break a sweat just yet. 21-10 lead for Texas A&M. Let's take a look at the latest dish, brought to you by Dish. Boy, great day in the SEC. They're going to decide a lot, and a leg up for the winners in the West today. Auburn LSU at 3:30. LSU's won 7 straight at home in this series. And the big one tonight as Hugh Freeze takes Ole Miss into Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama. You and I see that game a little bit differently.
Give me a couple of picks here, partner.
Well, I like Alabama. I like Nick Saban at home.
And I disagree.
I think
Ole
they're
Miss
way better than what we saw last week in Tuscaloosa.
I think if Ole Miss is as good as they played the first couple of weeks and they can score half the amount of points, and they averaged, I think they put up 73 2 weeks in a row. They get half of that, they win in Tuscaloosa today.
What happens in Columbia if South Carolina gets beat bad?
Georgia rolls big at home against South Carolina. Still issues on defense for Steve Spurrier.
Quick release finding Kirk, the freshman. Trying to run through the white shirts. It's a gain of 8.
Boy, I like this guy. You watch him on film. He's so dynamic. You talk to the coaches, though. You start to like and appreciate him as a player even more. Always studying, got here, you know, and then just started to eat up the film, to learn his position as well as the others, and give himself a chance to get on the field and be successful as a true freshman.
2nd and short. Carson trying to change direction. Will just bowl his way forward just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And Carson's a big physical running back. Speaking of Alabama, we've seen that in the SEC already.
Yeah. And they wanted to get there, you know, as A&M, be physical. It's such a spread out type offense. There was an emphasis coming back this year on the running game and how can we get better running the football. We're so spread out. We need a big, tough, physical downhill runner with a little bit of shiftiness, and that's what Trey Carson adds to this A&M offense.
They need 2 for the first down here. He's got the 2. And we were talking with Jake Spavital about this offense. He's been in the system for a while, not only under Kevin Sumlin, but Dana Holgorsen as well, a couple of stops with him. And he said the biggest change that I've seen in growth that we've experienced here is just what you're talking about, trying to solidify the ground game. They had some great ones when he was at Houston and some guys at Oklahoma State that put up big numbers, but I think looking for more consistency.
Reference Charles Sims, who was dynamic at Houston, wound up transferring to West Virginia his senior year with Dana Holgorsen.
Oh, they got cute there. Tried to throw back to Avery Genesee.
A couple of trick plays here. The end around to Seals Jones and trying to complete one to Christian Kirk. And then here you see Avery Genesee, the uncovered left tackle, trying to screen out to him with Jeremiah Stuckey leading the way. You got to throw one a little bit better to the big fella so he can handle it.
9th play of the drive now for A&M.
Now you see the formation creating the one-on-one at the top. I mean, that's what you want. You get everybody left and it's one-on-one at the top of the screen.
To Carson to the 5. Boy, where the ball ended up with Nevada. Elijah Moody scoops it up, and Nevada with the takeaway will stymie A&M.
We're moving the football, a lot of trickery in this drive. And then Nevada's, the defender yet, who reaches in, pokes the ball out from Trey Carson. See it here, they cloud and muddy things up and just keeps pushing, so the knee doesn't touch, ball is out.
I think it was Kevin McReynolds who pulled the cord on it, reached in and ripped it out, maybe. Take your pick. There are 3 of them in there fighting for it.
He or Dorbrick, the middle linebacker, in there as well. Nevertheless, it comes out, and it's Nevada's football.
James Butler at tailback. He found a hole and then some. Oh, he breaks free again. Butler takes it all the way to the 34. A 25-yard scamper.
You have dynamic players on the edges in Garrett and Hall. When they go upfield, if you can just watch them by, it allows for running lanes. And that's what Nevada has found early in this first half. With James Butler and Don Jackson on some occasions finding some nice running room.
It was Garrett who finally tracked him down for the tackle. Couldn't get past him that time. Miles Garrett, the sophomore from Arlington, will be nice enough to help him up. It's a loss of 1.
He in a locker, but you fool me once, you're not going to fool me again. Nice job of going down inside with the tackle to that side, and then the athletic ability to slide back outside and bring the ball carrier down. Boy, what a tremendous talent Miles Garrett has become.
Tyler Stewart gets taken down in the open field. Think about those last 2 plays for Garrett. He made 1 tackle from behind, 25 yards from the line of scrimmage. The very next play, he gets in there for a tackle for loss.
You think a guy'd get tired and he'd take a play off. This guy's always, his motor is always running at 100 miles an hour. A sack and a half already today, and he's just like, give me some more. You know, bring it on. I got a lot of it.
Broke Jadeveon Clowney's SEC freshman sack record last year.
Big third down here for Nevada.
They go straight ahead. We'll see where the spot is. It was James Butler, and his forward progress was near the marker. It's a gain of 5.
This is an example of having to know exactly on the field where you need to get to. He tried to raise up and change directions. If he just gets low and lunges, this is where a guy like Arian Foster, when I really like watching him play, if he senses the first down marker, it's a lunge to pick it up. Most young running backs have to figure this out. Watch right here. If he's able to just cut inside here and lunge, get low, don't give up your pad level, you pick up the first down with ease. This is going to be, I think, a little bit short.
By less than a football.
Now, keep in mind, they're in the pistol, in the shotgun a lot. This is a gamble on the part of Brian Polian, the head coach. When you're in short yardage situations and you're in the gun, you allow for penetration. We talk about the quickness and size of Texas A&M if you indeed go for it here and you're lined up in the pistol. My preference, go under center with Tyler Stewart and have him quarterback sneak it. Big guy at 6'4", 220 pounds.
Well, their last 4th down was a 4th and 1. It ended up being a 31-yard touchdown run for Don Jackson.
This is, you came to win, you go for it here. Being down 21-10, and you know that just how dynamic A&M is offensively.
And Polian has the officials in front of him on the sideline.
They may be wanting to take a look at this spot.
The previous play is under further review.
And so he does indeed challenge it. We'll take a look. He needed to get to the 44-yard line for the first down.
Just watch here. As you see defenders show up as a back, it's time to get low. Right there, nice cut. And if he comes right as opposed to trying to cut out the backside, then you pick up the first down with ease.
Well, as we take a look at that replay, nothing there shows me that he gained the first down.
No. I mean, I
looked
think
like an accurate spot.
I think it's a correct spot by the officials, and it's going to be a decision time for Brian Polian. But get low and slide right. You see defenders coming from the left, just dive. Just dive forward and get as low as you possibly can.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. 4th down.
Yeah, and he's hollering for the punt team now. They're not going to go for it on 4th down, though they had success earlier this half.
Well, I feel good about my offensive line. They got a lot of experience, and they love the left side of their offensive line. Adam Corey and Austin Corbett, a team captain at left tackle. going to take my 6'4" quarterback and I'm going to get a half yard. I'm going to get an inch to keep this drive alive.
Instead, you put yourself in harm's way, kicking off to Christian Kirk at 224 all-purpose yards in the opener against Arizona State in his first ever collegiate game. Alex Boyd had a 68-yarder earlier with the long bounce. End over end, and Kirk asks for a fair catch as he crosses the sideline just shy of the 20. 5:38 remaining in the first half in College Station. A&M leads 21-10.
All right, coming up in the SEC halftime report, Tony Barnhart and I will break down this Aggies first half. We'll hear from Kevin Sumlin. Also, Missouri Tigers in trouble against UConn and some big revenge games. Ole Miss, Alabama. We'll talk about it. But now, Tom and Andre back in College Station.
All right, Peter, thanks. Quarterback drama in Como. Mizzou pulled Matty Mock for Drew Lock, their freshman. 21-10 here. 17th ranked A&M leading Nevada. Sunday night, SEC Rewind flashes back to the 95 Tennessee-Florida game where Danny Werfel threw for 6 touchdowns to beat Peyton Manning and the Vols. SEC Rewind. The 1995 Tennessee-Florida game on SEC Network, Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Kyle Allen has quarterbacked the entire first half for Texas A&M. A 9-yard completion over the middle to Christian Kirk.
Sonny Rufus, the safety to that side with a nice open field tackle. Not before Kirk's able to pick up 9 yards.
5-man route pressure coming, and they get to him. Lenny Jones with the sack. It's a loss of 5. Lenny Jones, top 10 in school history. That's his 15th career sack.
Well, a lot of the pressure comes from the middle, which forces him to try to step outside, and all of a sudden he steps outside into the waiting arms of Lenny Jones.
Brandon Williams, two-way player now in at running back for A&M, takes his swing pass and hauls it in. Takes it to the 26-yard line. Elijah Moody with the stop, gain of 3.
How about the athletic play of Ian Seau? He's rushing the passer, then redirects himself and is able to track down Brandon Williams in the open field. And that's the nephew of the former great Junior Seau. Late great Junior Seau. Second team All Mountain West a season ago.
Ian originally signed with Bill Snyder at Kansas State. Beautiful punt from Kaiser, who's back healthy. That one lost in the sun by the returner Sellis, and it's going to take an Aggie roll all the way down to the 6.
It cost him about 17, 18 yards of field position.
68-yard punt. That was about the only spot in the stadium you would lose it in the sun going that direction. John Chavis, the new defensive coordinator for Texas A&M, has brought a renewed energy and confidence to this team. Check out my man back in Knoxville back in the 70s.
Chiefs sporting the fro.
Part of the 1998 national championship team, the first BCS national champions, and then on to LSU. The Tigers play for a national championship. It was enlightening talking to him yesterday. He said, the talent that we have here now is the same that we had early on at Tennessee, early on at LSU, where he won the SEC and played for a national title.
And he was just feeding the NFL with players. A lot of talent. And I was joking with him. He said, yeah, we won. We were there a couple of years and then went on to win a national championship at Tennessee. Then we had LSU and came up just a little short. And I said, so should A&M expect the national championship? And he's like, yeah, that's what we're playing for. You know, he didn't back up from it. And you see the production defensively right there already with John Chavis, the chief, as the defensive coordinator here at A&M.
I thought he brought up a great point when talking about building a championship caliber team. He said the only way to get there is to recruit better than you have.
Yeah, create
he's a guy that knows by experience, if you want to get better, you got to bring in better players.
Yeah, create competition, and he's not afraid just on a weekly basis. Once you get the same type of talent level, you know, throughout the lineup on defense, that you almost have weekly competitions, so to speak, and that doesn't allow guys to drop their guards on defense. and it makes everybody better across the board. But watch this guy right here at the top split out wide.
3rd and 8. Low snap again. Here comes Garrett. And it's dumped incomplete from outside the tackle box, but a flag comes. There was only an offensive lineman down there, and that's going to cost Nevada. It was Nathan Goltry, the center, who was the closest man. If that's grounding in the end zone, this should be a safety.
There are 2 fouls on the play. An eligible receiver, number 47, on the offense. That penalty is declined. An eligible receiver on the offense, number 62. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Well, I didn't see an eligible receiver in the vicinity of where he threw that pass.
Well, they may have been trying to set up a screen here, and Nathan Goltry, you'll see the center right here. He's trying to get out right and hit this area. He releases down the field. They're trying to screen, and somebody got lost in the congestion. The snap threw everything off.
Yeah, the running back went left instead of right. That's a bad sign. Boy to kick it away. Speedy Noyle a chance from midfield. Couldn't. Well, he did get through the second guy. And Speedy steps out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 43-yard punt, a 19-yard return that looks stymied at the outset.
Well, you talk about 2 young, dynamic players in Noyle and Kirk. Right here, he is just about tackled and has enough ability to step out of his strength and speed to turn it in to a positive punt return. Amazing work. Same formation. Allen threw the touchdown pass to Josh Reynolds.
Allen keeps it and slides down at the 20.
Once again, shows you the smarts, Tom. You get as much as you can, and then don't stay high and go face first. Put your feet in, and then defenders have to pull up. Right here, this is all I can get. Get down.
Quick hitter to Ratley. 4 yards. Rufus forced him out.
I got the sneaky suspicion that they're going to stay in this formation or stay close and then try to get the football up top to Reynolds at the top here.
Allen looks over the middle. Nearly intercepted.
It's about the first time in this ball game that you didn't see Kyle Allen really set his feet and square up. You know, didn't really have his feet under him. It's a short roll. The defender causes him to pull up. So go ahead and pull up and set your feet. And that one goes a little high, allowing for Kendall Johnson to just about make a play on that ball.
3rd down 6. Ratley again. Be short of the marker. Fa'atuala with the tackle. And A&M will bring the kicking team on.
This is well within the range of Taylor Bertolet. His range is about 52 and in, so this is well within his range.
A&M will let the play clock roll down, use a timeout. They've got all 3 remaining, and try to milk the clock a little bit before attempting this field goal. Kevin Sumlin and the Aggies have a 21-10 lead on Nevada. We'll be looking at a field goal when we return to Kyle Field. 21-10, Texas A&M with the lead on Nevada. 32-yard field goal attempt for Taylor Bertolet. In Nevada, will have, regardless of this make, roughly a minute to try and find a score before the end of the half. Connor McQueen, whose dad Mark played for Jackie Sherrill, is the holder. Snap was a little bit high, but the kick is good. And A&M opens up a 24-10 advantage. This is a Texas A&M team that last year floundered in SEC play. They got torched by Alabama their first conference game after a 5-0 start. They've revamped their defense. It always helps to have talent, and they brought pressure all day.
Yeah, they got pressure. They've got it from Myles Garrett. They get it from Day Hall, but the linebacker play along with it, Josh Walker. John Watson, all those guys are making plays on the back end. Alaka, the linebacker, a lot of pressure, and that makes up for a lot of deficiencies on the back end when you can take a Brandon Williams and Devontae Harris or whomever in the secondary, and if you're getting that type of play from your front seven, that's going to make up for everything that you're a little bit short of having in the secondary. That's enough to play against one when you have Myles Garrett. But then when you throw in Deshaun Hall, it's like pick your poison. It really is. Who am I going to double team?
11.5 sacks for Garrett last year. SEC freshman record. I think that's the scary part. You have to deal with this guy again next year.
Tremendous young talent.
Elijah Mitchell from the goal line. That hole closed quick. Takes it out to the 24. Tonight at 10:30 Eastern, join SEC Now as they break down the SEC news of the day. Peter Burns, Dari Noka, and Maria Taylor keep you posted on the biggest stories of the day. SEC Now, presented by Hardee's, tonight at 10:30 Eastern on SEC Network.
This is important right now for Nevada because you want to try to get some points going into halftime. With a minute, you still have a timeout left. The clock's going to stop at every first down, but you also have to take care of the football because in your process of trying to get points, you cannot turn it over right here and give A&M a short field to go get more points.
4 yards on the ground. We talk a lot about A&M's quarterback competition. Tyler Stewart won Nevada's quarterback competition late in camp, beating out Hunter Freilich, a local kid out of Sparks, Nevada.
A lot of athletic ability, big guy at 6'4", 220. He has a lot of freedom in their offense. He can check plays and protections to help protect himself. Played a lot in 2013 as a redshirt freshman. Actually started a game in which he won over Hawaii.
And that came a week after he replaced the replacement to Cody Fajardo. Devin Combs blew out his knee against Florida State on the road in Tallahassee. So he's played, I mean, nothing is like this. Nothing is like Kyle Field, but he played in this type of environment in Tallahassee.
And they're going to settle for going in down 21-10 here to halftime.
2-touchdown lead for the Aggies. Nevada will have the option to take the second half kick. We'll hear from Laura Rutledge with Kevin Sumlin coming up on the SEC Network halftime report. Our score at the break at the home of the 12th man, A&M 24, Nevada 10. Now to Peter Burns. You're watching SEC Network football presented by Allstate. Number 17, Texas A&M leads Nevada 24-10 as we get ready to start the third quarter from Kyle Field. First half numbers look like this. Impressive offensive numbers for A&M, 307 total yards. Only 3 touchdowns and a field goal to show for it. The defense has stood up, holding Nevada to 0 for 7 on third down attempts.
Yeah, a couple of bright spots for both teams. Trey Carson averaging just under 7 yards a carry, 10 carries, 67 yards. And Cal Allen 15-20, threw for over 200 yards in the first half. And then you turn to the other side for Nevada. James Butler had an outstanding first half, averaging over 8 yards a carry. So it's there on the ground for Nevada. They've got to get a little bit more consistency in their passing game.
Elijah Mitchell, 8 yards deep, will take a knee. Let's check in with Laura.
All right, well, Brian Polian over in Nevada told me that they feel like the run game is working well for them so far. He said we have to sustain our blocks. We haven't been good there. He said misdirection has been pretty good. It's a situation where they're going to keep loading the box. We have to throw the ball. Andre mentioned it. We might see a little more air game for Nevada in the second half.
All right, Laura, thank you. That makes sense, what he's saying, but then you look at the tape and what's happened in the first half. It seems like they've had more success running the ball against the pressure.
Well, yeah, because guys are rushing up the field, but you got to have some type of balance. Of all of a sudden you become one-dimensional and you play right into the hands of Texas A&M.
They're going to move the pocket on first down, and that is intercepted, picked off by Texas A&M. It turned into a grab game, and it's taken away by the Aggies.
Yeah, the sophomore Donovan Wilson out of Shreveport, Louisiana, Woodlawn High School. Ball's thrown a little bit behind the intended receiver. Right here, just a little bit behind him. And he makes a nice play, stepping in front of Jericho Richardson. Well, that's just wanting the football right there. How about this? Laying out and then securing the catch. What a play.
Texas A&M as a team only had 5 interceptions all of last season.
He plays primarily over slot receivers when they go 3 wide. He's the nickelback.
Kyle Allen will keep it. Pulled it back from Trey Carson, and Allen scrambles past the 20 down to the 19. Rufus forces him out of bounds. In fact, it'll be at the 18 and should be a first down.
You know what I like about Kyle Allen is just his sense of when to get down and when to extend plays with his legs. I mean, he turns the corner. You got pursuit coming from inside out. He senses there's more to get and still able to pick it up without taking a big shot.
And now an option look. Carson trying to get the edge and tiptoes his way towards the 10. 7-yard run. Lenny Jones shoves him out of bounds.
Had a chance to visit with Trey Carson yesterday and was really excited when he was told by Coach Kevin Sumlin and offensive coordinator Jake Spavital they're going to run the football a little bit more. Said he was chopping to get back because he missed most of the spring with an injury, but when the fall camp started, they were true to their word.
Yeah, he watched guys like James White and Brandon Williams get all those reps in the spring. He saw that game plan that they talked about in the offseason come to fruition with all those reps running the football.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to get his turn.
Yeah, and he's really a complete back, even at the size at 235 pounds or so. Catches the ball well out of the backfield. Excellent in pass protection and a tough, strong inside runner that can also get you the edge.
3rd down 2. To throw it. This is Reynolds, and he cuts back all the way into the end zone. Lost the football. He was in before it came out. It's a 10-yard catch and run scoring strike from Kyle Allen to Josh Reynolds.
Well, you start to see why he scored 13 touchdowns last year. This is just a nice little quick hitch screen outside. Watch the blocks of Ricky Seals-Jones as well as Christian Kirk. And one subtle move there by Reynolds gets him into the end zone. A nice job of work. Unselfishness on the outside. Seals-Jones, he could be, pouting right now. I'm not getting enough balls thrown my way, but instead he's out throwing blocks for guys like Josh Reynolds and his back Trey Carson to turn up and make plays.
The interception set it up. They had a short field and converted 4 plays, 28 yards, 70 seconds off the clock.
Here's the interception, a little short roll by Taylor Stewart. It's thrown a little bit behind, and Donovan Wilson picks it off. What you want, then defensively reward me with a touchdown, and that is just salty. Woo! As you get in the end zone.
We've seen play after play today for Texas A&M where their wide receivers blocking have made a difference in the outcome.
Yeah, you get wide receivers. That's when you have success, especially in the game or the offense that they want to run. You've got to have guys that are committed to making blocks, playing unselfish football. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Seals Jones, if he goes about half speed there, doesn't pick the block up, it's a tackle for about, maybe a yard or two gain, or maybe even right back at the line of scrimmage. He throws and holds the block long enough for Reynolds to make a nice move and get himself into the end zone.
Elijah Mitchell back to return for Nevada. Three-touchdown lead now for the Aggies. No chance for a return here. On a hot Saturday afternoon, the Aggie faithful here. Tom Hart alongside Andre Ware. We're getting closer now. It's a 3-touchdown lead. Right. We might see a change at quarterback at some point in the second half. What does A&M want to see from Kyle Allen the rest of his playing time today?
Well, I think just consistency, to continue to do what he's doing. When they're going to run quarterback runs, protect yourself because of how important he is to their season going forward. Continue to distribute the football as well, working the edges, finding guys in coverage, and continuing to just move it down the field.
Does it make a difference if they get deeper into their quarterback? So you bring Kyler Murray into this game. Are they wanting him to get him in the game in a situation that's high leverage with the game on the line, or is it just about reps for him?
Well, I think it's when the game is there's still some fight from the Wolfpack, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Where it matters, and he's getting some speed, whereas Nevada's not playing on its heels. They want him to get meaningful reps so that if they have to turn to him at some point in the season, whether by injury or bad play, he's not deer in the headlights when he sees everything flying around him.
We'll jump into SEC play next week against Arkansas. Tyler Stewart, a QB for Nevada, hands this one off, and a gain of 1.
Well, this is a big drive for Nevada. They need to pick up a first down here. Can't afford to go 3 and out, because now with a 3-touchdown lead, A&M's going to press the gas pedal, and you find yourself just about out of this ball game if you don't, have a stop defensively or have something positive happen.
Well, they left themselves with a 3rd and 6, and they've yet to convert a 3rd down today.
Just from an energy standpoint, they need something to happen for their football team.
Extra men coming. They run it up the middle, and they're stopped short. Needed 6, picked up 4. The senior Don Jackson with the carry.
Still go back to that 4th and half an inch. Didn't go for it there. That could have, you picked that up, and it may be an entirely different ball game as well. The hold down the field on the sack fumble for a touchdown.
Alex Boy, the punter. Speedy Noyle to return.
Good punt.
Beautiful punt. Speedy has to take a fair catch backing up, and they'll down it at the 16. Aggies back on offense. Quarterback Kyle Allen has had a great day in getting fine help from his receivers, catching and blocking. Let's take a look at Playing with Style, brought to you by Belk.
Oh, it's Kyle Allen spreading the ball around. He started the game hot, 3 of 3, going down the field, working the edges of the defense, single safety high. He's working outside. You see here coming all the way back to the other side of the field after going through his progression, hitting Josh Reynolds for a touchdown, just threw his 2nd touchdown to Josh Reynolds. I think he qualifies there.
3 through the air, 1 on the ground for Allen. Pulled it back twice. Flips it on the run, incomplete. They've had 9 plays, Andre, of 15 yards or more. That was the undoing for Nevada last week against Arizona. They allowed 9 runs of 10 or more, 6 passes of 15 or more.
Yeah, and that was one of the keys to victory for Nevada defensively, was limit the explosive plays. They have not been able to do that.
The Inseo right there swallows up Trey Carson, getting some help From his big fella up front, it's a loss of 4. Kalei Meyer replacing Corey Rush, a tackle who's out with an ankle injury.
NCAAF has caused some problems. He's their best pass rusher. Did a nice job there of just kind of staying at home and waiting on Trey Carson.
Bronco Nagurski and Lombardi Award watch list for Ian Seau.
Down at the bottom of your screen.
Working on Avery Genesee. Genesee puts him to the turf, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nevada. Jaden Sawyer with it. And the Wolfpack with a takeaway.
There was zone coverage, sitting there in a long yardage situation, reading the eyes of the quarterback. Kyle Allen stays on a receiver a little bit too long. I think he's trying to get it to Ricky Seals-Jones. Stays there a little bit too long with the eyes, and able to read it out and make a nice play there for an interception. Jaden Sawyer. Now, you need points if you're Nevada. Got what you want up top right here. Time for a smash route. Corner route with an underneath. You get this with this.
Safety inching that way. They hand it off instead to James Butler. And Butler still churning. Takes it inside the 10. Gain of 6. Quaylen Cunningham with the stop for A&M.
Trying to make Myles Garrett and Deshaun Hall play honest with a running game. Not allow him to blast up the field and come after the quarterback. It's there again. Smash route. Easy read for the quarterback.
Timeout, Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, their first timeout of the second half.
31-10, Nevada threatening, trying to make this one interesting on a sweltering Saturday.
About a studio update in Columbia, Missouri. Well, Matty Mock, 4th and goal, punches it in. Missouri now 9-6. Got a ball game going on, but now back to Tom and Andre at Kyle Field.
All right, Peter, thanks. There might be some quarterback shuffling and controversy in Como this week. Yeah, none seemingly here.
That happened last year here, though, with Kenny Hill and Kyle Allen, a mid-season quarterback competition. And all of a sudden, Kyle Allen emerged, so it may, the same type of thing may take place in Columbia, Missouri.
Opportunity for Nevada, looking at 2nd down. Tyler Stewart checking again. He's got James Butler next to him. They blew it up. Wow. Oh my goodness. De La Mack, a truck. It's a loss of 5.
True freshman, 5-star recruit Dalen Mack, and you see why John Chavis is so high on this young man. Unblocked, untouched. Wow. He almost took the handoff, Tom.
How could you possibly peel away from him? Complete to the flat. Tackle made in the open field. James Butler cut down after a gain of 4.
Harris there to bring him down. Nice job in the open field. So aggressive defensively. This is a nice tackle in the open field to stop Butler from turning up the field. He is willing to engage. And at times he'll let you know about it. I like this kid. Emotional player. He can get beaten and then come right back and get right in your face again.
27-yard attempt for Brent Zuzo. Fits it through. 31-13. But boy, oh boy, that play by Mack pushed Nevada away. He stole their soul Ouch.
I mean, you get the center, Goldstreet blocking around. He goes left, and Mack is sitting right there, right in the middle of the formation, untouched.
I saw a similar hit on the big board before the game today. The guys at 12th Man Productions do a fantastic job here at A&M. A guy by the name of William Thomas got in your face, and they played it pregame. You missed it, didn't you?
They're always known for. I did. I mean, they're always doing something here when
nothing personal.
When I come in.
It was
to
just
do a
part of the
game here.
montage.
Oh yeah, it always is.
A&M leads Nevada. Nevada has had some success at home against ranked teams. They've never beaten a ranked team on the road. 0-14 against top 25 opponents. You go back to 2010, perhaps the biggest win in program history. With a quarterback by the name of Colin Kaepernick, they trailed by 17 at the half, and an undefeated Boise State team missed a game-tying field goal from point-blank range. Anthony Martinez with a 34-yarder to give the Pack the upset win, destroying the chance of the Broncos playing for a national championship. It ended a 24-game win streak for Boise. Chris Holt and the Wolfpack then with the win.
The inventor of the pistol offense, Chris Holt. Some big games as the head coach of this program. And now turns it over to Brian Polian.
Short kick, trying to keep it away from Kirk. A fair catch taken by Texas A&M at the 18-yard line.
Well, that's good coaching right there. If you got to back up, just go ahead and fair catch it and not try to advance the football.
College football continues on the SEC Network all day. Next man up, Northwestern State's in Starkville to take on Mississippi State. On the alternate channel, Vandy looking for a win, playing host to Austin Peay. Then tonight, a big one in the Commonwealth as Kentucky plays host to Florida at 7:30. SEC Network alternate channel information can be found by checking your local listings.
And tell me a lot about Kentucky in that game against Florida tonight at home.
That place will be rocking under the lights. And try to go to Damian Ratley. Misfired, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Series of downs can tell me a lot about Kyle Allen as well. After throwing an interception, how do you come back? How do you respond? How do you fight back from that mistake?
Here's Carson. Picks up 3. Talking with Trey yesterday about running backs in the SEC. He said, listen, I watch them all. Some great talent out there. He said, Nick Chubb is Nick Chubb. That guy's a stud. Leonard Fournette's a great back. He said, but Derrick Henry's my kind of guy.
Yep, big guy.
Ends nearly got to him, and Allen will flick it out of bounds at the feet of his receiver.
3 and out.
Patrick Chowder, the sophomore from Oakley, California, brought the pressure.
They've given up 31 points, some of it short field. But a nice 3 and out right here. Going to give them, with any type of return, some outstanding field position in which to start this drive. I got to imagine this one's going to go to the left, but he goes opposite.
That was a line drive. Opportunity for Silas. And he takes it out to the 38-yard line after a 49-yard punt. It's not the series that Kyle Allen was hoping for. Some frustration for the sophomore from Arizona.
SEC Network Football is brought to you by the Louisiana Office of Tourism. Pick your passion. And Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here.
Well, they lost a legend this past summer. John David Crow won the 1957 Heisman. Only one for a Bear Bryant player. The only retired jersey in school history. Passed away in June. And I know you got some time, some opportunity to spend some time with John David Crow. He impressed you.
On several different occasions. Better gentleman than I thought, a football player, but I had a chance to spend some time with him last summer shooting Heisman House commercials, and he was very engaged in that, and just always had something kind to say. And really set the mood when I was with him. He's a great man.
They also lost Billy Pickard, the famed trainer and longtime Aggie equipment man. Passed away this spring. He's in the National Trainers Hall of Fame. A couple of yards that time for Nevada.
John Jackson on the carry, back in the ball game after the bruiser Butler leaves. You know, at some point Nevada's got to start rewarding these defensive efforts, these defensive stops. You get the ball back, you get an interception, you need to turn those into big points as opposed to just field goals.
2nd and 8. Quarterback Stewart has it. And a diving tackle by the former running back Brandon Williams. What's going to happen? What are offenses going to do to Brandon Williams when they see him over there in the SEC?
Well, they're going to go at him. They're going to test him. And that's the surprising thing for me, that Nevada hadn't tried to do that. Formation Hassan Henderson, they went to it early in the ball game, but they haven't gone back to it. You need something. Put your best receiver on the least experienced corner to that side. They hadn't really tried to test him with consistency yet.
Here comes a corner blitz on 3rd and 5. They get to him and the pass falls incomplete.
It's taken so long to run routes. You know that your quarterback doesn't have time because of Garrett and Hall. See here, there's Hall turning the corner. Actually, it's Jarrett Johnson in for Hall, turning the corner, beats your left tackle. You've got to get the ball out, and you have to communicate to receivers that, look, I don't have a lot of time back here. Get in and out of your routes quickly.
Speedy Noyle stands on his 15. Fair catch. And that's where he hauls it in. A 42-yard punt from Alex Boyd. 7:04 to go in the 3rd. Paul Feinbaum hosts his weekday show every day at 3 p.m. on SEC Network. Catch all the updates and hot topics from the SEC weekdays at 3 Eastern on SEC Network. I thought Laura Rutledge was brilliant in her weekly appearance yesterday. Kyle Allen, first half 15 of 20, over 200 yards and a pair of touchdowns, also ran for one. Second half, different story thus far. What does he need to do to find his rhythm?
Yeah, I think Jake Spavital, it's his job right now to get Kyle Allen a couple of easy completions, whether they're bubble screens, whatever it is, to just get him going again right here.
That's exactly what they do, but it's off the hands of Trey Carson.
You got to help your quarterback. Struggling a little bit. The offense as a whole struggling a little bit. Pass rushers. And it's across the board. And unfortunately, it's a reflection on that position the most. You start getting pressure up front. You know, you can't step into throws. You get drops. Everything goes the wrong direction.
Carson trying to find the edge, dips his shoulder, stutter steps and runs over a man. Wow, he just dropped Asani Rufus, a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, and credit Coda Martin, number 80, washing everything down inside. He plays tackle / tight end, and well, I tell you what, that's a fine job of running right there.
It was L.J. Jackson who paid the price. Right next to Rufus.
I think 2 of them pinged off of him.
They did. They pull him forward after the first down. Ian Seau with the tackle.
Got to stop the run first, or they'll turn the rest of this game over to the offensive line and Trey Carson.
And now they're going tempo. Allen's got a blocker in front as he rolls. And they had him wrapped up. Good pressure from Alex Bertrando, excuse me.
You see the pressure here on Kyle Allen. Does the next best thing. Instead of trying to force it in, he throws it away and lives to fight here on 2nd down.
Bryce Dolezal is now in the game at running back for A&M. Senior from Austin Westlake. Had a touchdown last week. Cuts this one up. He's got Green in front of him again. And he rips off an 11-yard run. His nickname, is the victory cigar. He said that was fine when it came out, but I'd like to be known for a little bit more than that. I want to be able to help the team when the game's in question.
The human cigar puts that right foot in the ground, gets vertical. I mean, straight up the field, north and south, and picks up a first down for A&M.
Here he is again. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. Great speed and body control, and another big run to the 50, gain of 9. Chowda with the tackle.
He wants to let this staff know that they're in good hands. If something ever happens to Carson or James White, he can do the job. Leave Brandon Williams over on the defensive side.
This time Allen keeps it, and he breaks free before taking a hit at the 40.
That's where I think the work in the offseason really has paid dividends early for him. This young 2015 season there. He's going to be able to run through an arm tackle, pick up a first down, and keep this drive moving.
21 first downs for Texas A&M. Allen lets one go deep. There's the flag. Trying to find Josh Reynolds. Randy Uzoma grabbed his jersey, took him down.
And this is just as clear as it gets. Watch 31. Stop and go. Grab of the jersey 2-3 times. They get away with it once, but
pass
not the third
interference
time.
on the defense. Number 31. 15-yard penalty. First down.
This has been a nice job by Jake Spavital, the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M, calling plays and really getting this quarterback going again.
Trey Carson back in the game. Slips past one man. It takes 4 different Nevada players to bring him down after a game of 4. Bertrando with the tackle.
A lot of runs going left on Stuckey and Avery Genesee. And the most experience is on the right side behind Joseph Cheek and Jermaine Ifedi.
Carson approaching a 100-yard game. Pickup of 6 that time. Fa'atuala with the stop.
A little kind of in-season competition going on at left guard for A&M as well as Stuckey and Keaton Sutherland, the true freshman out of Flower Mound, Texas. They play about 50-50 and trying to decide as they get into conference play which will be the permanent left guard. But you'll see in there right now, there's Sutherland, the left guard. He's in now.
Allen steps up in the pocket, fires to an open receiver. It's another Aggie touchdown. Jeremy Tabuyo from 15 yards out.
He's had a really good camp, and watch the route here. Watch him work the defender to this side, pushes off, shows him the post, and I'm going to go back outside, and there's the ball to the outside shoulder away from the defender, Muhammad, who couldn't even make a play, couldn't really break on the football. It was thrown so well. It's good work between quarterback and receiver.
'85-yard drive. And Texas A&M leads 38-13. I think what you have, Andre, is a difference in the end of the last 2 drives. Kyle Allen, if he comes out of the game after this one, can leave on a high note after throwing for another touchdown.
Yeah, after a 3 and out, you don't want to take him out. Give him a chance to make amends. I'll tell you what, Tabuyo right there, a nice route. Giving his quarterback, that's a lot of room to throw that football. And one thing there, when you work in routes inside out along the outside edge, you want to give Kyle Allen or any quarterback about 4 yards. So when I break, you've got room so I can catch it and then tap down in bounds. Good work.
Allen today has gone deep and converted on 4 of his 5 attempts to 15 yards plus.
You'll see right in the middle of the defense, not a whole lot of throws completed in there on the outside edges. That's because at times or most of this game, Nevada's usually a too high safety team, but to play against the run, you've got to take a safety and move him down in the box. So that really gives you the outside edges of everything.
Let's check in with Laura.
Well, Tom, Julian Obioha, the defensive tackle, coming back from the appendectomy. Defensive tackle coach Mark Hagan talking to him throughout this game, making sure he's feeling okay and he's able to stay in the game. And he told him, Julian did just now, he said, I want to keep playing, coach. He said, no, you're going to be my third down guy. Let's take it easy. So watch for him on third down.
All right, thanks, Laura. And, gosh, they got plenty of third down guys.
Yeah.
They've even moved Myles Garrett inside on some third downs already this season.
Well, Dalen Mack, the true freshman, with the play he made. I mean, we got tons of depth defensively.
Out of the pistol, James Butler behind Tyler Stewart. Nothing doing. Wow. Claude George came unabated to the running back. Loss of 2.
A weak side linebacker reads everything just right. And watch him close right in the middle. Finds a nice spot to slide through and meets James Butler at the mesh point with the quarterback.
Junior from Lafayette, Louisiana, out of Hutchinson Junior College in Kansas. Second down, 12. They're coming after him. Stewart delivers a strike that's knocked away at the last second. Tremendous play by Brandon Williams.
Williams got to be a little careful in his celebration there. Watch here, his job there.
That's not good coverage for a running back. That's good coverage for a cornerback.
Yeah, there's the celebration that you don't like at the end of it. Just a batted down pass.
So Julian Obioha, as Laura mentioned, in on this third down opportunity, 3rd and 12. Pressure coming. They knock Stewart to the ground. Pass completed right at the marker to Jericho Richardson. Stewart got planted into the turf. It's a gain of 12.
Yeah, and it's well thrown because it hits. He's able to hit Richardson right out of the break, and therefore there's no hesitation. Watch the pressure. Watch the throw. Right here, you step. Let it go. It's out in front of the receiver so he can catch it on the run.
First third down conversion of the game for Nevada. Loss of 2 that time. Nowhere to go for James Butler.
Yeah, and I think Nevada's going to have to start throwing the football here. A&M selling out to stop the run. Sean Washington, junior out of Louisiana, Alexandria Senior High School, right there to make the stop.
Nick Rolovitz, their offensive coordinator, knows a little something about throwing the football. He was a quarterback at Hawaii. Ran the run and shoot, coached there with the run and shoot, got introduced to the pistol, and was hired by Chris Ault to bring a better passing game to Nevada a few years ago. The tight end Gibson with a great hands catch. Middle of the field was wide open, and Gibson does a somersault inside the 35.
Well, a nice job by Tyler Stewart, the quarterback, of really surveying the field. Watch his eyes, working left, back. This is the third read in the progression. The tight end on a delayed route right up the middle of the field for a big play.
Finally tripped up by Brandon Williams on the read. Stewart keeps it, gets a block from that tight end, and dances down the sideline for a gain of 8.
And now you see why they call Jared Gibson the eraser. Big play in the passing game, and then there, throwing a nice block to free up Tyler Stewart, and another Nevada first down.
So they got a great spot. It'll move the chains. And on the read again, Stewart tries to spin away, and he gets spun down. Jarrett Johnson, the sophomore from Katy, 4-yard loss.
Very little drop off when you put Jarrett Johnson in for either Deshaun Hall or Myles Garrett. Tries to do a nice little shake move there, but Johnson doesn't bite on it as well. Quaylen Cunningham, another outstanding defensive end. Just a sophomore out of Chandler, Arizona. He steps in to provide depth.
Stewart has time this time and lobs one to the end zone. That'll be pass interference on Brandon Williams.
And that's why you go
he
at
caught it. Wow. How did he catch it with Brandon Williams taking him down?
And that's the matchup that I've been harping on since we kicked this baby off. Your best receiver against a guy playing corner for the very first time stays in his back pedal way too long.
Unbelievable.
And what a catch by Hassan Henderson. I mean, look at this. It just kind of rolls up his arm. Great camera work right there. Stays in bounds. And he's going to get the benefit of pass interference anyway, but why not go ahead and make the catch? Excellent.
27-yard touchdown grab by Hassan Henderson, the junior from Las Vegas.
What took so long to get to it?
.120 to go in the third. 8-play, 75-yard drive. Extra point is good. 18-point Texas A&M lead. Let's check in with Laura.
Well, we might see Kyler Murray soon, Tom. He's been on the bike down here, warming his legs up, doing a little bit of light jogging on the sidelines. They actually were working on his left hip, putting some ointment on there. Of course, he dealt with a hip injury earlier in the season. And we just might see him here. Look for it.
All right, thank you. He's got his helmet on now, finally. 114 yards to the air, a touchdown and a pick. And playing action and some last-minute advice from the quarterback coach in uniform, Connor McQueen.
And McQueen put on scholarship after walking on here with Texas A&M. Coaches trust him a lot to give information to the other quarterbacks.
Christian Kirk and Speedy Noyle back for A&M. Here's Kirk from a yard deep. Got a blocker. Couldn't punch it through. We're going to change the name of this one. We're going to take a look at our Good Hands play brought to you by Allstate. You could call it the Good Hand play. I still can't believe that Hassan Henderson made this catch.
Yeah, just fighting to locate the football. How about the vision to track it down? One hand. If that's not a Sports Center highlight tonight, just stop doing it.
They're not changing the channel, Andre.
I don't know that I'm saying tonight. You know, later or whenever Sports Center airs, because there's a lot of college football between now and then, but that's going to make a highlight on a lot of shows.
His fifth catch of the day goes for a touchdown. They're still using Kyle Allen at quarterback with an 18-point lead. Here's Trey Carson. Carson with a 12-yard run on first down. Jaden Sawyer with the tackle. You surprised? Seemed like the perfect opportunity to go to Kyler after the touchdown pass. You end the game on a good note.
No, you want to take the fight out of Nevada. They found some momentum, got in the end zone. You don't want not quite right now, not yet.
Carson again. Lenny Jones with the stop. So your point being that
this is still,
had they not scored, it'd be Kyler Murray's game.
Yeah, maybe Kyler Murray at that point, but it's still a football game right now. You want to make sure that Nevada's put away, that you've taken the fight out of them, so to speak, and still be able to get Kyler Murray some meaningful snaps.
Trey Carson carries for another first down. That time 9 yards, excuse me. Jordan Dobrich with the tackle.
100 yards now at 122 on 21 carries. See the average per carry at 5.8 yards. I'll tell you what, big fella is doing some work today.
Kwame Etwe now in the game for Texas A&M. His first carry. Makes it back to the line of scrimmage. And that will bring it into the third quarter of play. It's still Kyle Allen's game. In the home of the 12th man, the refurbished Kyle Field. Trying to see A&M win its 19th consecutive non-conference game. Texas Texas A&M with an 18-point lead on Nevada. Pomp and pageantry here at Kyle Field, always impressive. And what's not impressive, Lenny Jones injured on that last play for Nevada just before going to break.
Watch him on the far outside of your screen right here, working against Jermaine Ifedi, and it's going to be just his own teammate really roll up on him. It's 55 Rakeem Yates that kind of leg whips Jones. Got off on his own power, so that was encouraging.
It's on the horns here in College Station. Lenny Jones is a remarkable story. He was accused of assault as a young teenager and spent 3 months in juvenile detention center, even though he was innocent. They finally got the case cleared up, but it cost him a football season. Allen to throw. Lets it go deep, has a man wide open, and a first down for A&M inside the 10. Gain of 42 to Damian Ratley.
Ratley, junior college transfer, went to Glenn Junior College for 1 year and then came right into Texas A&M. And I'll tell you what, that's a nice job with the eyes by Kyle Allen, and then finding Ratley streaking down the left sideline all alone. He's got what he wants again at the top.
Etwee is the tailback. Has it left side. Put a licking on a man and then lost his footing. Taken down by Asani Rufus.
That's the previous play here. This play fake, it's the eyes. And then you eliminate and get out there quickly. You still have enough room. 2 high safeties, no threat to the flat. The corner turns and runs, but it's too late to make a play on Ratley.
Allen looks in zone, little high and incomplete. Ricky Seals-Jones.
That's tough to do. Throw high to Ricky Seals-Jones.
He's 6'5", 240 with 8% body fat.
Nice. I call him a range receiver. You don't have to hit him between, right in the middle of that 9. You can throw it in his range, just around him, so to speak, and he can make catches.
Four wide from the 5. Lob. Didn't get a foot down. They say he did. Ricky Seals-Jones with a touchdown grab. Sure, they'll take a look at this one.
There's the range that we were just talking about. Right here, and that well-thrown ball in the corner. Drop it on the pylon. Right there, it's going to get overturned. Out of bounds, clearly.
Would have been Kyle Allen's 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Watch right here. There's the foot. It's down. It steps right on the chalk. This one's coming back.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a catch and a touchdown.
Some disappointed Aggie faithful once this one comes back. Right here, waiting on it. That right foot's the key. Right there. That's clear.
So that'll set up a 4th down from just inside the 5. And perhaps now Kyler Murray will get some snaps and Kyle Allen's day will be complete. Did you make it to Yale practice last night?
I did not. I was,
I got to be honest.
Horizontal quickly last night.
It's past my bedtime when
with
kicks
11
at
o'clock
11 a.m.
No doubt about it. This is taking a little bit longer than I expected. It looked pretty simple.
Dried. Yep.
Yeah.
After further review, the receiver did not have possession before stepping out of bounds. The pass is incomplete. Ball will be placed at the 3-yard line. 4th down.
What's funny is that Kevin Sumlin saw the replay here in the stadium and had already sent the kicking team out long before the review officials were finished. He already had his kicker and holder out on the field.
Call it a 21-yard attempt for Taylor Bertolet. Nothing wrong with the Aggies special teams today. Touchdown off the board, but had a triple. 41-20 A&M.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. Are you in good hands? And in part by the Louisiana Office of Tourism. Pick your passion.
The facilities here are just amazing. I can swim a lot of laps when the pool's only 20 feet long. But hey, you get some water treatment, you can watch SEC Network while you're in the water.
I can dig that. Cement bottom, I'm all for it. It's just when I don't know where the bottom is, I get a little rattled.
Elijah Mitchell back for Nevada. People happy to see that ball blow up the tee. A breeze would be welcome here. It's in the mid-90s today.
Yeah, it's heated up a little bit since kickoff. The Texas heat shining through.
Backed up again and no return. Well, I've showed you pictures from the refurbished Kyle Field. It is amazing here. You think about the history of this place. In the spring of 1905, E.J. Kyle, the professor of horticulture here, donated the land for the field with only 500 seats. In 1915, they raised capacity to 6,800. Concrete Stadium came around in 1929. In 1980, those third decks were added. And then the end zones in 1999 increased capacity to 82,000, and now a $485 million renovation. In 1907, going back, this thing was first built. E.J. Kyle purchased the grandstands from the Brian Fair Association with a personal check, and he and his guys moved them over to Kyle Field. That's how this place was born. Incomplete.
Bad decision there by Tyler Stewart, throwing into not single, not double, but triple coverage. A lot of attraction to Don Jackson there on a wheel route or a route up the sideline, and 3 Aggie defenders sniffed it out quickly.
On 2nd and 10, they make the stop. Looking forward a little bit, maybe 2 plays away from the Aggies offense being back on the field, and perhaps we'll see Kyler Murray, who seemingly, when we saw him last with his helmet on and getting some last-minute advice, was under the impression that he was going in the game, and he hasn't been in yet.
A little upset that he didn't go, but I understand why Kevin Sumlin didn't elect to put him in. And Nevada had just scored, made it an 18-point game, and was threatening to make something out of this with a bunch of time on the clock. Not the time yet.
Pass is incomplete. No, there's a flag, and that will cost them an opportunity. There'll be a first down. Devontae Harris with the coverage. They were aiming for Hassan Henderson.
I really like Hassan Henderson. Big receiver, knows how to work defenders, and strong enough to get off the line of scrimmage. Had that heck of a catch for a touchdown with excellent concentration. I think he's got a shot. Just a junior. I think he's got a shot to play on Sundays.
Harris, the senior out of Mesquite Horn, got flagged.
Pass interference on the defense, number 1. Penalty is 15 yards. First down.
And for more on this A&M quarterback situation, let's check in with Laura.
Well, Tom, Jake Spavital had told Kyler Murray that he was going in the game. Then, of course, Nevada able to get on the board another time. And Kyler Murray's been getting ready to go in for a while now. He's now throwing passes on the sidelines. He's been jogging, as I told you before. He's been on the bike. He's definitely been up and a little more ready to go than he was previously in the game. So we'll have to see if he can get in here pretty soon. But he looks as ready to go as he possibly could be.
All right, Laura, thanks. First down here for Nevada. Egos are a very, very fragile thing. And we had a long talk with Kevin Sumlin and Jake Spavital yesterday about how to handle two quarterbacks, neither of whom has ever been number 2. They've always been the man. That pass is on a line, incomplete. Good coverage that time for Devontae Harris. So it's, it's a very sensitive subject, Andre.
Yeah.
You've been there as a player as well. What's the proper way to handle a situation like
Well,
this?
I don't know if there's a proper way. You just have to make it clear that whoever comes out of the competition ahead of the other guy, it's his job. And as long as there's a game where your opponent's making a game of it, he's going to be on the field. And that right now, that's Kyle Allen. Kyler Murray's just going to have to wait. They want to have packages for him throughout the season, but those are going to happen when A&M has the game in hand, so to speak.
5-yard carry for Don Jackson. And that will bring up third down.
You're talking about Kyle Allen, who got to campus last year, ended up, this is his 8th start, still a young player, but in terms of knowing the offense, having a relationship with the players already here, there's a lot to overcome in a short period of time for Kyler Murray. And they believe, this team, this program, they believe in Kyle Allen at this point in time. He's the guy.
On third down, pressure coming. They counter with a screen. Don Jackson has running room, and he takes it inside the 40. 13-yard gain on a well-designed play.
Nice job of allowing that pass rush. Invite it into your lap, but then still make an athletic play to find your screen receiver to pick up the first down.
Jericho Richardson cuts it back and gets taken down from the blind side on a punishing hit by Donovan Wilson. Pickup of 6.
Yeah, 2 players that I really thought Nevada would highlight. Henderson, who's made a splash, and then Richardson, who is their second leading receiver.
On the slant, quick turnaround for Richardson. One of the top receivers in the Mountain West, 5.5 catches a game through the first 2 games.
He's fighting through a little injury bug. Went off earlier in the ball game and able to get back in, and you see him get up limping there.
Stewart looking for him again. They hooked up 4 consecutive plays against Arizona. They do it again here. That one's good for a first down. Tyler Stewart gets locked down to Jericho Richardson. They can make good things happen, and it's only after Hassan Henderson has spread the defense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I thought Richardson here does a nice job of coming back to the football. Saw that Stewart was running out of room. He had a man on him and just kept the defender, or the ball between himself and the defender. Here's the matchup.
On the read. A couple of yards on the right side for James Butler. Otara Alaka with a stop.
Yeah, Justin Evans is physical safety who will just come up and hit you. Engaged with Butler and turned him sideways. And he just stopped all penetration right where it was. Hall is low, and then it allowed Evans to come in high.
Looking for the man matchup. They go right there. Just a tad late. There's the flag. Henderson hung up by Devontae Harris, who was beat.
Boy, and it was there for the taking. I mean, you had the matchup you wanted. Henderson against Harris. Watch him right here. Tries to get very physical with Henderson and grabs, and the officials are going to call that every time. And I came out of my seat, you know, the old quarterback in me.
On the defense, number 1. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. Replay second down.
I'm like, are you kidding me? You going to crawl up on 6'5", 220?
And let's be
Give
clear.
me a ball, somebody.
Let's be clear just about that penalty. It wasn't the jam at the line of scrimmage. It was right when Henderson got a half step on him.
It was as soon as he got there. I saw it pre-snap read that the matchup at the top with Henderson against the smaller Harris, who only weighs 185, he tries to get physical with Henderson. He's not going to win that match. There's no choice but to grab on and hold on and take a ride.
First and goal for Nevada. Run pass option. And he lost yardage by running it out of bounds.
I really thought Henderson was going to come off his block and maybe try to just turn and give me the 1 and the 2. Let me try to thread one in there to you. And he stayed on his block thinking Stewart was going to run the football. It's a little miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver.
Nevada has had to settle for a pair of field goals in the red zone on 2 trips. Play action. Stewart looking. Fires. Nice grab, but out of bounds.
Jackson, so versatile. Run between the tackles, shows good quickness to get outside, and he's a good receiver as well. Stretching to make a catch, and you see it just pulls him right out of bounds. That's every effort to make that play with a limited amount of space, because you can't throw it inside any more than that. Otherwise, it's going the other way by Harris.
3rd and goal from the 9. 12th play of the drive for Nevada.
Right here.
Here's Jackson. Clear sailing. Flipped at the pylon. He's in. Nick Harvey converged on him. Put him over his keister right at the line.
They actually run a pick. And it's Jericho Richardson that picks for Don Jackson. And right there, just enough. All you got to do is touch it, and it's good. Now, I'm wondering if the right hand touches before the ball clears.
Yeah, if it touches out of bounds. I think that.
It cleared the other view is a little bit cleaner than that last one. And they're going to stop it and indeed take a look.
And they're looking at 2 things.
Timeout. Texas A&M.
Watch this one right here. This one is the one that got me thinking. Watch the right hand. Right. Now the ball's across, and then the hand comes down.
He hit the pylon. Across. He hit the pylon under. That's a lot of people are going to focus on it, but that was after the ball had crossed the plane of the goal line.
No doubt about it. After the ball's already crossed. I think this is going to stand, and the ruling on the field is going to be confirmed. What an effort, though. This is still, watch, freezer right there. You see the ball, and it's across already, and the hand is not touched yet. There's still space.
Ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Yeah, great job by the replay officials there.
Their first timeout.
There's no doubt that he hit the pylon after he was out of bounds, but it was after he had already broken the plane. Doyle Jackson, our replay official, all over it today. Does that have an effect on what A&M does at quarterback? 9:33 to go.
Good. I think it does. Actually, I wouldn't go to Kyler yet because of the score of Nevada.
It is a 2-touchdown game. Don Jackson has a 31-yard run, and now this fine catch and run. He goes airborne to give Nevada 6.
Studio update in Columbia, Missouri. UConn, chance to tie it. 53 seconds left. Oh, it's a fake. Oh, it's a horrible play call. And the Missouri Tigers 9-6. Incredible. They moved to 3-0. Back to Tom and Andre in College Station.
Peter, I'll remind you, it's only a horrible play call when it doesn't work. Otherwise, UConn
that from a Missouri alum.
Otherwise, they're trying to hand Missouri its second non-conference loss at home in as many seasons. They lost to Indiana last year. 41-27, A&M leads Nevada. And 2-touchdown game. Quarterback question continues. We'll see who's got their helmet after this kick return. Kirk and Noyle back for A&M. Pooch. And it's unfielded. Well, that'll have an impact. Elijah Mitchell covers the free kick.
What a play.
And Nevada gets possession again, down 2 touchdowns.
What a well-executed play. Brian Polian special teams. You see it here, just totally missed by Morgan Watley, a reserve wide receiver for Texas A&M. He lets it go, and Nevada set up in excellent field position here.
Remember earlier in the game, he called a fair catch when it got to him.
Yep, and a smart play at that point in the game. Do it again there. This is when you take a shot.
So of all the quarterbacks to see after the kick, didn't expect it would be Tyler Stewart. Nevada looking end zone. Overthrew his man. Trying to find Wyatt Demps, covered by Devontae Harris. They haven't gone to Demps very often.
I love the play call. Right there. You get a big turnover, big momentum swing. And you take a shot to the end zone. They max protected, or 7-man protection with a running back Butler along with Jared Gibson, the tight end, stayed in to allow for time for Tyler Stewart to take a look.
They hit Stewart but didn't tackle him. Now they get to him. It was Garrett who finished the play for Texas A&M, a loss of 9.
Boy, and he's going to kick himself because it's a read option right here. Give it to him. Give it to him. Everybody's up the field. You got him underneath. Just give it to the back Butler, and he's one-on-one in the hole. Well, he's done some nice work in those circumstances throughout most of this game. But if you hold it, you've got tremendous pursuit coming to you. And now it's 3rd down and 19. Just about impossible the way A&M's been playing defense.
Pressure. Garrett got a hand on him. Got 2 hands on him. And he takes him down again. Myles Garrett with 3.5 sacks today.
Watch the speed off the end. No chance for Austin Corbett. I mean, he is barely out of his stance, and that's 3.5 sacks for Myles Garrett this afternoon.
Said this before, Nevada prepared for Myles Garrett and Deshaun Hall by having their scout team defensive ends lined up off sides during practice.
There's the key word right there, scout team defensive ends. You're trying to simulate it that way. Still can't simulate the quickness and speed.
Kirk will let it go, and it carries into the end zone. 2-touchdown lead for Texas A&M. Nevada with a missed opportunity. Myles Garrett doesn't miss much.
I know this, there was drama. I think too much drama for the liking of many.
We're trying to figure out what in the world happened to this conference this last weekend.
And Auburn escaped. It would have gone down as one of the greatest upsets in college football. And Toledo pulls
pulls off the upset.
The largest home lead ever for the Tennessee Volunteers to let get away.
And frankly, for all the chest beating of the SEC, they're going to have to pay the piper on this one.
I mean, there was a huge shift in hype right now. And you've got LSU and Ole Miss. They're on right now.
A lot of questions and many answers as the second week of the SEC is well underway.
Well, for some teams, especially those in the West, the questions will continue even after the games today. Quarterback question seems to have been answered here in College Station. Kyler Murray, the freshman from Allen, Texas, undefeated as a prepster, 42-0, 3 state championships. Turned down the Major League Baseball draft to enroll at Texas A&M. His dad, Kevin, wore number 14 for Jackie Sherrill in the mid-'80s. The second winningest quarterback in school history.
He was a player. I mean, a player. Kyler Murray was as good as he got. He was an excellent baseball player as well. His son, Kyler, followed in those footsteps as well. But, boy, could he electrify Kyle Field.
So Kyler Murray on the first play will hand off to Trey Carson. Carson finding running room. What do we expect from Kyler Murray now with 8 minutes to go in this one?
A lot of handoffs. And at this point in the game, they want to be able to take 7.5 minutes and work the clock with a running game. Turn the game over right now to your offensive line. You run the risk if you start throwing it around with him.
Murray showing that world-class speed. Steps out of bounds after the first down. A scramble of 11.
Yeah, two touchdown lead. You start throwing it around with Kyler and he makes a mistake, then Nevada is not asleep yet. You got to find a way to kick them to sleep.
Well, this is what you've been waiting for as a backup quarterback, and no matter the other frustrations when you expect it to be going in, just have to push that out of your mind and perform.
Just call and execute what Jake Spavital signals into the game.
500 yards of offense for the Aggies today. Pressure coming. Kyler trying to step up, and he gets swamped and dropped. Brian Lane Jr. for a loss of 1.
Excellent high school player. Undefeated. Won 3 consecutive state championships. 43-0 as a starter. You see there the rushing numbers. Over 10,000 yards passing. Responsible for 186 touchdowns. That's a pretty good resume.
Of all the accolades for a two-sport star, I think one really illustrates it as he swings it out to Dolzal. And he's up the sideline for a first down. Kyler Murray was the first ever to play in the Under Armour All-America games in both football and baseball. The problem was the scheduling. He had football practice at Allen High School the same day as the Under Armour All-Star baseball game, which was being played at Wrigley Field. So he finished football practice, jumped on a flight, flew to Chicago, worked his way through practice, and ended up playing in the game against the best baseball players in the country. Well, that's some Deion Sanders stuff right there.
The stuff of legend.
Three man on the route. He'll roll, look, and let it go. Kirk got to his knees. First strike complete, a gain of 26.
Nice job there by Kyler Murray, keeping his eyes down the field. Got off his first read, still looking down the field, and then able to deliver a ball that Kirk just kneels down along the sideline and brings in.
Kirk, 6 catches, 120 yards for the freshman in just his 3rd game. Dolzar dropped just inside the 20 by Matthew Lyons.
The difference in these two, and we mentioned it at the top of Kyle Allen and Kyler Murray, is Kyler's just running what's called at this point in his career. And rightfully so, because he's only been on campus a short period of time, and with Kyle Allen, he can take what's called, process the defense, and then still get A&M out of a bad play against a certain look and into a good one.
Over the middle, incomplete. That's not all bad, right? I mean, there are quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, who have gone on to be very successful by just looking at one side of the field or just running the play as it's called. It's not as good as the guy in front of you.
Well, eventually, coordinators, though, will catch up to that. And they know they only have to defend one side of the field or the guy's going to pull it down and make plays with it. Because he's been here such a short period of time, eventually he will get to where Kyle Allen is right now. But I want a guy that can survey, can get me out of a bad play, do my checks and cross checks for me.
Beautiful ball to the end zone, knocked away at the last moment, trying to find Speedy Noyle. Coverage by Elijah Moody.
And just to put a bow on that, we can never be wrong offensively. If I can come to the line of scrimmage, see what's there, and I know coach just called a bad play and they switched the look up, let me fix it. And that's what Kyle Allen has developed in his game right now. He can fix what Jake Spavital calls at the line of scrimmage.
So they'll talk about it on the sideline on 4th down. A&M lining up for a field goal for Taylor Bertolette, 37-yard attempt. Got it. 44-27. Nevada still hanging around, but only 4:40 to go here in Aggie Land.
The last time Kentucky won in Gainesville, 1979.
We got a touchdown, Kentucky. Boom goes the dynamite.
Stunned in Gainesville.
Did they get it off? Did they get it off? Made to the end zone. Got it. Stoops living.
And the Gators have won the ball game in 3 overtimes.
And who knew Kentucky was so close to a bowl last year? One more win would have helped them out. We got more football coming today at 4 o'clock. Mississippi State's at home. Dak Prescott and company will take on Northwestern State on the alternate channel. Austin Peay visits Vandy. Commodores need a win. And then tonight, 7:30, the new Commonwealth Stadium. That place will be energized as Florida comes to town. SEC college football all day on SEC Network. No return for Texas A&M. Laura.
Well, obviously all these Texas A&M players appreciate the new Kyle Field, but offensive lineman Jermaine Ifedi might appreciate it just a little bit more because he helped build it. He's a construction science major here at Texas A&M, and he did an internship this spring and summer working on the field, and he really focused on a lot of different areas, even down to the plumbing here in Kyle Field. He was balancing this internship while training often at the office at 6:30 a.m. and even perform some of his own inspections. Now, he said after all this hard work, it almost feels surreal to take the field in a stadium that he helped construct.
That's amazing.
That's good stuff.
Work with Manhattan Vaughn on the redevelopment project. If that was my internship, my first request would be, can I push that plunger to blow up the old park? Room up the middle again against the Aggies, and a big hit, and he's still going. James Butler takes it past midfield. As good as the Aggies have been defensively this season, they have been susceptible to those types of runs.
Yeah, runs right up the middle of the formation, and it's because of the dynamic play of the defensive ends. You can wash them across the line of scrimmage, give an underneath handoff. The tackle can then come back and help out the guard on the defensive tackles, and it leaves a big void right up the middle of the formation.
They're back to full strength at linebacker. Butler gets taken down after a 5-yard gain by Nick Harvey. So, they returned some guys today who had been out. A.J. Hilliard back after a 2-game suspension. They were missing most of their linebackers throughout fall ball. Second down 5. Low snap again. Nothing doing. Don Jackson dropped in the backfield by the big man, Dalen Mack and Zakoven Henderson. How about that hit Mack had?
How about that number?
Earlier.
Big guy, over 335 pounds, wearing a single-digit number. He wears it well, though, doesn't he?
He looks more like 5 instead of just 5.
little stretch to that 5.
A&M has made 16 tackles behind Nevada's line of scrimmage today.
Mac's going to be a good one.
I think our expectations for freshmen sometimes get out of whack. I mean, we see people have success, and we just assume anybody could step in and do it. It's harder than it seems. Nevada uses a timeout here with 2:54 to go in the fourth. Now Kyle Allen has earned the quarterback job here. 18 of 31, 270 yards, 4 touchdowns, a pick. He was close to having 5 touchdown passes today.
Did it on the ground, did it with his arm. Nice throw there to Speedy Noel. And then here coming back to Josh Reynolds in the corner after surveying the field. Another one to Josh Reynolds. A nice move to get himself open. Jeremy Tabuyo. Good stuff.
Capital One Cup impact performance. Confidence is something that John Chavis talked a lot about on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive coaches as well. Kyle Allen didn't have it last year when the shuffle was going on. It took him a while to develop as a quarterback. You would think going into a game against Arkansas next week, this should propel him to a good week of confident week of practice.
No doubt about it. I mean, just kind of knowing that it's your job right now and things of that sort, that does a world of good for a quarterback's confidence.
That one's complete to Wyatt Demps. We're talking with Jake Spavital about it, and Kevin Sumlin as well. You know, you can compete with a guy for a position with so much on the line. You don't have to be best friends. You're not expected to be best friends. And he was trying to come up with a comparison for us, and he said, think of it like a beauty pageant. Watching Miss America Sunday night. You got 3 left. They announced the first runner-up, and it's all hugs. I'm so happy for you. Not really. Hey,
yeah.
Well, I'll say I'm happy for you, but I wanted it. And he said, we want our quarterbacks to want the job. Those are the kind of kids we recruit. We want them to be disappointed that they're number 2.
It's a great way to put it.
Tripped up, a gain of 5 that time.
I'll tell you what, Butler has had a nice game running between the tackles in this one. It's still tough, and I think it's something that, you know, if there's an area in which Chief John Chavis is going to point out at the end of this one, it's stopping the run, and it's right between the tackles.
Second and 6. A little bounce. Butler cut down at the 15. Pickup of 12. Armani Watts with the stop. Fresh set of downs for Nevada.
Nevada spreading A&M out a little bit more, and allowing Butler to take over. He's had just mentioned it, a pretty good game today. It's been a bright spot for the Wolfpack.
James Butler scored touchdowns in his first 2 college games last year. Gets the give here and rolls to the 10. The guys up front, the Union, had their hands full with A&M's talented defensive ends, but they're clearing some space now, those hard hat guys.
Yeah, they have really been challenged on the outside edges. Jacob Henry, the right tackle, as well as Austin Corbett, sophomore team captain. It has been rough going facing Hall and Garrett.
Second and 6, it's Jackson. Picks up 3. Nevada has a pair of timeouts left. Won't choose to use it, but a half minute to go at Kyle Field. And a suffocating defense, another stop. That'll bring up 4th down if they care to get another play off. Texas A&M will rattle off its 19th consecutive non-conference win. Best streak in the country. Myles Garrett leads with the limp. Kevin Sumlin still has the swag. A&M finishes off Nevada, and his former assistant, Brian Polian, 44-27 is our final. Seems like it's what Kevin Sumlin was hoping for today. Efficient and effective quarterback play. May have wanted more snaps for Kyler Murray, but this Kyle Allen's team, it's obvious.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said this is what he wanted. Was the one thing he harped on more than anything when we had a talk with him yesterday was getting off to a fast start. And it was about as perfect of a start as you could get off to.
He's standing by with Laura Rutledge. Let's take you down to the field.
All right, thanks, Tom. Coach, your defense continues to dial up the pressure against that Nevada offense. With Myles Garrett and Deshaun Hall, how dominant can this D-line be?
Well, we've got to get some effort from some other guys, too. We're still a little inconsistent. We got to get some play. We got to get off the field a little bit more, but they made plays when we needed it and get 500 yards. And there's a lot of things that went right today, but we certainly got some things to clean up.
Loud cannon there. Kyle Allen with 5 touchdowns. You also get Kyler Murray. He flashes the speed. What did you learn about the quarterback position today?
Well, I thought Kyle, with the exception of the interception, really operated well. We came out and went right down the field the first drive and then kind of stalled. So I got to look at the video, but I was pleased with their play. We got to get everybody playing at another level, and it's on to conference play next week.
You mentioned it. You head into conference play against Arkansas next week. What do you take away from this one in your preparation for that one?
Well, for 2 weeks in a row, we played a lot of people. And so, evaluating guys, we've got to raise our level of play. The good news is we won, and, a little bit better mood to prepare this week. Some guys can see where they need to improve because we're going to step our game up against Arkansas next week.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
It's Arkansas next in Mississippi State, Alabama, Ole Miss. The grind is coming for Texas A&M. No grind today. Their 19th consecutive non-conference victory, 44-27 over Nevada. Coming up next, it's SEC now. Full day of action throughout the conference and some big games already done. Now let's take it to Peter Burns and company in the studio.